AEW, John Moxley retains the fracking title. NWA Power becomes Empower as we once again celebrate women's wrestling. We are on the final stretch to Bound for Glory, and the G1 climax finally reaches the conclusion, and AEW continues to bring renewed passion and interest and investment to professional wrestling. Why do I say all these things? It's simple, because they are about all things wrestling, and that's what we're here about too. Hello, everybody, once again, who watches this on demand whenever you wish, or even listen to it on YouTube. My name is Noah Foster, and I am just a simple man, once again, with my friends tonight to speak and discuss and enjoy and rant, and who knows what else too, with all of you on all things wrestling. For we are ATW, and giving a shout out, of course, to the entire ATW family and crew, those who have been here, of course, in a while, but are doing their own things, including but not limited to the Enforcer-elects, our queen, Megan Chiba, our tea aficionado, the lovely indie darling Cindy G, our own wrestler, part of the Nightmare family, Kid Bandit, Nick Setters, Indigo, James Hubert, he's different, and of course, the two gentlemen I am here with tonight. I probably forgot somebody. Oh, how could I forget our bad news bearer, Eric Brown. But also he comes with good news too. Again, the family is always something special. I can't remember everybody. Plus, I just got off work after a 10-hour shift. But I digress. And no Mountain Dew tonight. But anyway, I've rabbled on enough. Yeah. So let me go ahead and introduce you to these fine gentlemen if you don't know them already. I, of course, am with the All Elite King and an inspiration hater, and I'm sure we'll debate about that one of these days, maybe even tonight. Also, just to irk him, because I know he likes to talk like Luther. 2-0 rules! But I digress. Too sweet, me brother. Get over it. It's, of course, my friend, King A-Train, Mr. PS5, Anthony. King, how are you? I hope you had a great weekend. It's been a wild saga, as you have the graphic in the background and all things wrestling, and I literally only mentioned a few. I'm sure you got much more to discuss, too, in and out of those. But how are you tonight, man?
Man, doing good on this fine evening. You know, we're relaxing off a good AEW weekend we had last weekend, which was crazy, wild, and of course the Rampage itself. And you know, just relax on this fine Monday evening, watching. Got you after watching Dark Elevation. You know, very fun episode to cool us down before the week gets started.
Yeah, a whole nother week of professional wrestling ahead, and again, so much galore. And I'm sure there'll be a lot of stuff too, controversial, as we might even talk about. But of course, that'll be up to our own pleasure or dismay. With that being said, I know one man that can give you a sermon on the mount and absolve you of your sins against professional wrestling. And if you dare go against him with Dakota Kai, glasses off. It's of course my brother. I said, my brother, the preacher man at heart, from one Christian man to another, Casey Flynn. Casey, how are you this evening?
Fine to you, Noah.
Okay, simple as that. I'm doing all right. I got a little bit of Gatorade left. Might have to break out another bottle, but overall, again, 11-hour work shift, not much happened. So literally, I was sitting in my office watching Bryan Danielson versus Minoru Suzuki, which I'm sure is something we'll talk about at least 2 or 3 times, as well as AEW Dark Elevation. As of course, this week we have 2 All Elite tournaments kicking off with title implications. But that being said, let's go ahead and start with this subtangent. As again, you have all those wrestling promotions in your background, King. I want to start with this that I know is near and dear to several of our hearts. GCW, things are really moving around in that company. They brought in Mick Foley, and the show even sold out before there was even acknowledgement of Mick Foley being part of this thing. But of course, we recently had their last event, Fight Club, and during it, we saw a title change and a title retain, and a hot mess come to her hubby's aid, the couple that's always ready. Plus someone who does whatever the hell she wants, and honestly could be a badass and hardcore more than most men, Thunder Rosa. But we also saw Nick effing Gage, MDK all effing day, of course, take on John Moxley for the GCW Heavyweight Championship. John Moxley retained. We also learned, though, that GCW is going to the pinnacle, no pun intended, of professional wrestling, extreme wrestling, ECW one-night stand vibes, folks, with how good this could be and how big this could be. They will be going next year to the Hammerstein Ballroom. Before I talk more on that, allow me to bring in somebody else. Representing Weymouth Youth Wrestling, he owns his own promotion. He does fantasy booking. He is an incredibly passionate pro wrestling fan like me. He's different. He'll tell you like it is, whether you like it or not. And if you don't like it, shove off. It is, of course, my good friend here, the Archangel, James Hebert. James, good to see you. You came in from out of nowhere, and we just were starting talking on topics. We hear you. How are you?
I'm good. Sorry, I was dealing with family business. I tried to get on, but then
It's all
something
good.
came up like at last minute.
But here's the way I see it. We're a family, but we also have our own families. I always tell and encourage this: priorities before passions. There's no bigger priority in anybody's life, or there shouldn't be no bigger priority in anybody's life than family, besides taking care of yourself. Hashtag mental health matters. Hashtag tag me in. But that being said, James, before I go into our first tangent of the evening, or company per se, how are you and what you been up to?
I've been busy basically setting up my streaming service things because I'm in the situation right now where I don't know if any viewers follow me on the channel that also watch your channel, but if you haven't paid attention, I've barely posted anything, and that's because I've been trying to set up the live stream stuff so that way we just go live stream going forward, because I realize that's probably more practical.
Well,
than doing what I've been doing.
The thing about live stream, you don't need a second take, you don't need to do editing, and it is what it is. And again, man, you just do what you can. And just a side tangent, there will be maybe, not promising, maybe a live react to B-Block finale G1 climax. And again, we'll talk about that and so much more. But again, man, I wish you the best in that. If there's any way I can help, I'd be happy to. And if there's any way I can help you collab outside of work and with some sort of rest, I'll be happy to be part of it too. That being said, I was just talking with these gentlemen about GCW, how they recently had the last Fight Club event with John Moxley retaining the title. Matt Cardona got his title back, and Chelsea Green made her GCW debut and presence known, and she likes it here. And we also saw Thunder Rosa once again do whatever the hell she wants in Anything Pro Wrestling. And we also saw Mick Foley. A lot of things went down, but the biggest thing to come out of that night was definitely the fact that GCW next year is going to the Hammerstein Ballroom. So with that being said,
that's big for them. That's really big for them.
Very big, very big.
Yeah, think about that. The Hammerstein Ballroom is like the personification of a professional wrestling venue. So I want to just get y'all's thoughts on how big you think this is and how important you think the Hammerstein Ballroom is to professional wrestling. We've seen several promotions through there.
It's funny that I came in here a lot right when I did, because if you're talking about the Hammerstein Ballroom, you got to go back to 2001, or I guess you could also count 2005, even though it was kind of WWEized. You know, ECW was final time it was in the Hammerstein, and ever since that's been gone per se, they've had other events there, like Ring of Honor's been there, and other places have been there, but nothing has quite captured the ECW feel. I think GCW is going to be the closest thing to an ECW the Hammersteins had in years. And if they can get Mick Foley on that card, that just to even cut a promo or ref a match, that's going to even commentate, that's going to be even bigger. So, I mean, this is a huge coup for GCW, and the fact that Mick Foley was there on that show with that grand announcement, dude. Mick Foley is probably the most over person in that fucking building.
I mean, he's the living hardcore legend, one of the most humble, respectable, and let's be honest, despite how many shots he's taken to the head, and there's been a lot, he still is one of the smartest people in the entire professional wrestling industry, bar none. That being said, Casey, your thoughts on the Hammerstein Ballroom. How big and important has this been? You've been to you as a professional wrestling fan, and what do you expect to see or feel maybe for GCW using it?
All right. I think it's pretty huge that GCW is using the Hammerstein Ballroom, and the Hammerstein Ballroom hasn't seen anything in many years like it has with ECW. And those folks there at the Hammerstein Ballroom are going to be in for a real treat when it comes there. And those folks, they're going to love Nick Gage, John Moxley, all the wrestlers. Like if Moxley or Gage wrestles on that card, they're gonna love Mox and Gage, and they're gonna love the whole show all the way. And Hammerstein Ballroom, I think it's a great idea for GCW to hold a place there because those people are hardcore pro wrestling fans.
Yeah.
And I can remember ECW, I mean, being there many years ago from the likes of Sabo, I mean, Rob Van Dam and all that. And I'd like to, even though this won't happen, but I'd like to see Sabo appear like on the GCW
He
card.
probably will, you know, he probably will.
Yes.
Him or Van Dam.
Right.
I would venture to guess.
I can see either of those. So there's one thing we've learned to nowadays professional wrestling, anything can happen.
Can happen, yeah.
But continue. Casey.
Oh, yep. And another one that was also an ECW original is the Sandman that used to eat his face with the beer can.
He
And
was drunk before he
that
got
was
in the
always
damn ring.
fun. How many brain cells you think Sandman lost? Just curious. Let's let anybody want to guess a number? Maybe we'll get it right, and you know, beer's on me.
Well, I'm straight edge, so you keep that to yourself. But continue your point. Conclude your point, Casey. conclude
right.
your point, Casey, and then we'll toss it over to the king.
All right, GCW. I mean, coming back there, the Hammerstein Ballroom is great for the atmosphere alone because those people are going to lose their voices that night. I mean, they're going to go crazy at Nick Gage pulling out the pizza cutter, getting
that Nick Gage entrance is going to be as crazy as fucking Sandman was. I guarantee you, because Metallica, the way he comes out, that crowd's going to go ape shit,
the crowd was not letting this man get to the ring. Nick Gage embraces his mother effing fans to the point that some professional wrestlers just don't. He goes to another level, and you saw it at that Fight Club event.
He got mobbed by those pro wrestling fans right there. The pizza cutter, and when he gets ready to slice someone's face open, they're gonna go crazy at that spot. So
fucking wild fan base.
I mean, hopefully they don't have like pizza catering the event or sponsored by a pizza company, but that's a whole different story. King, as these gentlemen somebody alluded to, and again, we've seen a massacre on 34th Street. We've seen One Night Stand. We've seen Ring of Honor Final Battle. How is this GCW event, Game Changer Wrestling, name implied, going to compare to those, or do you think it could exceed those, especially in this shared universe of professional wrestling, where again, anybody can show up, and I would not be surprised in such an elegant but immortal venue of professional wrestling. I would not be surprised to see other people part of this show that people would not expect. Your thoughts on this?
Man, when you talk about Hammerstein Ballroom, you talk about how it holds ECW's home. When I look at it, it's basically like this. When you got AEW, you have Daly's Place. That's what you can call AEW home. When you think of Madison Square Garden back in the day, that used to be WWE territory, MSG. With this move to Hammerstein Ballroom for GCW, it's really big. It's a really huge game-changing deal. And
no pun intended.
Because exactly, no pun intended.
Good one, James. Good point. Continue, King.
But it's basically a really big deal for him, because when you think about, if you want to rank promotions right now when it comes to pro wrestling as a whole, AEW's got number one on that slot, in my opinion.
Yeah.
And then you got basically, and I hate to put them in this because even though they have been around for years, but you got to put WWE in there, no matter if we like them or we hate them. They're still basically a big name promotion. I think.
Are we talking in America, or are we talking about all over the world? Because if we're talking all over the world, I'm putting New Japan second still, even with Evil's bullshit. I don't care. I'm putting them number two.
But we're talking.
This is why I brought this. Is why I love James. I love his input.
Exactly. But we're talking about in America as a whole.
Right.
We're talking about America as a whole.
That's fine.
We're talking. WWE #2 right now, but GCW has an opportunity to become that third promotion with this huge deal at Hammerstein Ballroom. And plus, you got other working talent from other promotions that be going over there. Like I've seen Marco Stunt, Joey Janela, John Moxley, Thunder
They have
Rosa.
to get Janela. They have to get Janela on that card. They have to.
No doubt.
I hate Janela,
yeah.
but Janela's too GCW not to be on that show. Like he has to be on there.
Janela
Exactly.
would fit perfectly on that
Janela
card.
would fit perfect, exactly, because he fits that hardcore style of wrestling that fits his lifestyle, that fits his wrestling style. Of course.
Yeah. As we were reminded last week.
And with Taylor Rossi by his side, oh my God,
Yes.
Taylor Rossi is going to be a star there.
Cool.
Taylor Rossi's already a star. She's
Taylor Rossi will be a force to be reckoned with.
She's the unknown factor here, and I'm very curious what else she can do.
Put her and Janelle on that card. I think they absolutely should be on that card. Who else could be on that card too?
Well,
there's
again,
a lot from the
ECW,
AEW side and the Impact side.
Yeah, you got to think about that. I can see Impact influence. I can see New Japan influence. And speaking of which, why don't we go ahead and switch sub-tangents here to those companies? Because again, Impact Wrestling, they have had a rocky run since their inauguration. Politics, controversy aside, I feel nowadays, though, this inauguration of the roster, the management, the title setup, everything about Impact right now, it feels good to watch and enjoy it week by week. And now they celebrate their biggest event of the year this coming Saturday night from Las Vegas on pay-per-view, 10 Standard Time. Bound for Glory.
Real quick,
we got
Casey, I think it's hold on. No, I think Casey's trying to say something.
Go ahead, Casey.
You know what's a damn shame? I just thought of this name. That would have been perfect for that GCW show if he didn't get injured. Sammy Callahan.
Yeah.
That is a guy.
You realize they could have fucking main evented Janela and Mox on that card for the title too.
You could have done it.
Yes, they could have. That was blown.
God damn it.
Why we express these type of concerns, because at the end of the day, professional wrestlers are people too. I do want to give a shout out to, of course, Killer Kelly, who's taking care of herself now when even her opponents acknowledge you haven't been necessarily breathing properly all right. Her nose has always been like a situation. I wish the best for Killer Kelly and continued efforts to get healthy again. Can't wait to see who she kicks in the face and suplexes next. And if you haven't watched her match with Roxy or Masha Slamovich or even Kylie Ray since her return back to professional wrestling here, especially in the States in 2021, please go back and watch those events. You can find them on Watch Wrestling Online, Dailymotion, YouTube, you name it. Roxy, damn, she clocked her. Jesus, I want a round two of her. Roxy definitely is a future top star professional wrestling. Congrats to her, by the way, on winning the Women of Honor Women's Championship. But going back to what I was saying earlier, Impact Wrestling, their biggest event of the year, this coming Saturday, and everybody's invited and involved, from AAA to Bullet Club to NJPW to AEW. We have Bound for Glory, and we know we got the Virtuosa. Long may she reign. Deonna Purrazzo taking on Hardcore Country Mickey James. This has been building since the NWA Empowered thing and only escalated since. We got the man who wants to outwork everyone versus the walking weapon and a man himself that will challenge that work ethic, in my opinion, Josh Alexander. We got a triple threat for the X Division title with ELP, Trey Miguel, and Steve Macklin. A call your shot gauntlet where we now know that W. Morrissey will enter number 20, but Chris Sabin will enter number 1. And what a match with Chris Sabin and freaking Chris Bay this past Thursday. That was fucking amazing. We also know we will have the Impact Tag Team Championships defended by your brothers, the Good Brothers. Of course, they will be facing either Finn Juice or Bullet Club. And we also have the Knockouts Tag Team Championships where Decay will take on, and this is why I love saying it, the Inspiration making their Impact Wrestling debut. It's going to be a phenomenal show, and who knows what else might happen. And apparently, rumor has
if you order on pay-per-view now, they will actually wear latex and not be chewed out by Vince this time.
Again, folks, James will tell you like it is, and that's why I love he's on this forum. Thank you, James. That being said, let's go ahead and talk a little bit about Impact Wrestling and Bound for Glory. I want to hear your guys' predictions or expectations, who you think might show up, what could be our biggest shocker or surprise of the night, and how is your overall interest and investment towards this pay-per-view? Criticism aside towards certain talent, King, and you and I could debate about this probably to the day either one of us no longer watch professional wrestling. So that being said, I want to start with you on this. Give me your thoughts in the most constructive way possible towards the Bound for Glory pay-per-view. What's your take?
Like from what I've already known when it was first announced during Slammiversary, I was already set when I see what y'all see right here as my changed my background. I was already hooked from the beginning because I like to see this pro wrestling shared universe get expanded to pay-per-view, such as Bound for Glory. I like that. Yeah. It has more promotions involved. It has your talent involved in certain promotions, like an Impact's Bound for Glory. Except, like, say for example, Christian Cage and Josh Alexander. Christian Cage is an AEW talent, but he was also known as an Impact star during his first left of the WWE. It became what I think that TNA at the time used him correctly, that WWE only knew him as a tag team specialist. But Christian knew that he could develop his career to even more than just a tag team specialist. He wanted to see if he could make it out on his own, and which he did during his first run in TNA.
Yes.
And when he came back, when he came back to WWE, I was like, okay, let's utilize what he did in TNA. Let's make him a world champ, but not be effective like Impact was. And which they did. They gave him 2 reigns, but the only good rivalry he had was Orton in WWE.
And that was the only rivalry. There was no other rivalry. All they did was put him in a fucking match and a program with Orton every goddamn week for like the last 6 months. And everybody says, oh, that feud's great. The only good thing about it were the pay-per-view matches. And the last good thing about that was the SummerSlam match. And Christian couldn't win because he was a fluke champion, which is exactly how they booked him. And it was fucking dumb. Anyway, continue.
James Cornette, everybody. James Cornette.
Cornette. But anyway.
King, continue.
Don't get me started on that fuckhead, by the way. Jesus
right. But, and it comes full circle with him holding the Impact title with Kenny, which basically, I felt like it was well deserved. I wasn't for it at first, but I grew into it, and I like Christian as champion. Him and Josh Alexander will have a classic match.
Oh, now, it's going to be so good.
Now, he got his rant out the way. I'm going to get mine out the way real quick.
Go ahead.
Oh, man. Oh, man.
I'm going to shot your ass when you're done with this. So you best bring your best shot.
So you mean to tell me that basically this team from WWE can just walks in here to Impact and say, oh, I wear latex. I can get a knockout tag team title shot. I'm Cassie Lee. I'm JC McKay.
Okay.
We were supposed to be the greatest tag team in the women. No. First of all, they should have never beat Bayley and Sasha at WrestleMania for those tag team titles. Because
excuse me.
No. Yes, I went there.
Wait, all right, hold on. Because I have a feeling, I have a big feeling that there's a lot of people that are against the inspirations. Can I throw something out there?
Proceed.
You've already been doing it, so go for it.
If I by the way, I don't hate the inspirations, be honest with you, but seriously, I agree that this is really dumb, but if not them, who else they got?
Yeah, think about that.
What division do they have? Seriously.
Impact Wrestling is the leading company that respects and knows how to appreciate and showcase women's tag team wrestling. This is a former tag team championship team, legitimately 15 years friendship and experience.
Right.
This makes sense.
It does make sense. And I also have to point out, it comes down to, okay, we're sharing the world of pro wrestling, right? They need to get the rest of NWA's division involved because holy shit, their division's lacking too. both divisions
Exactly.
suck.
Segway.
Suck. It's bad, dude. Hell, make teams in AEW if you have to. Like, I don't care. You need teams. Like, it's bad. It's really bad. First off, they broke up 2 teams right off the bat. Then they just break up Kimberly and what was her name? Susan. They already broke them up.
No,
Dude,
have you
They're
heard
still
of
together.
wrestling? They're
Kimberly-
a family now, and they're expanded
Kimberly
with
is
the
teaming with
returning
Brandy
Brandy
Lauren.
Lauren.
Oh, okay. So, all right. So there's that, I guess. But Brandy Lauren's basically a rookie. So, like, the fuck.
Yeah, at least, hey,
And
here's what I like about Impact Wrestling. One word: ambition. A lot of those
Right.
wrestlers there, they are rookies, but the way they utilize them in various ways in matches and storytelling, that is the strength of Impact Wrestling, where nobody on the roster feels overexposed or an afterthought. The biggest flaw in Impact Wrestling, and I talk about this all the time, shout out to Talk Absolutely Nothing About Impact Wrestling, is literally the marketing, the advertising. It's not that well known or exposed. They have all these mediums, of course, with YouTube now, which I am an ultimate insider, and I love watching Impact Wrestling commercial free, even if it's 30 minutes after it actually starts. They have this
Right.
connected, dedicated fan base that appreciates what Impact Wrestling does and is. And honestly, when you look at women's professional wrestling, if you want to try and rank promotions, non-all women that book it, respect it, and showcase it to the
Yeah, it's always
highest of
been
its
Impact.
ability, Impact is the top.
It's always been Impact. Impact's been better than WoW ever was. And that's a shoot. Like, they've been at the forefront of women's wrestling since 2006, and that hasn't changed since. Like,
Respect to the
they've
Knockouts
always
division and the
respected it.
continued work that Gil Kim and now Mickie James influences.
Now, with that said, we still have to go back to that reasonable criticism. They don't have enough tag teams, and considering that you have this forbidden door and this revolving door of talent to come through, that shouldn't be a thing anymore. How many teams? Seriously, how many teams could you make right now with the addition of Bushiroad, AEW, AAA, and NWA right now, and put them on the Impact Knockouts tag roster?
I get what you're saying, but again, when you think about this shared universe, it's not about bringing everybody else in, but it's about including everyone. I feel that the inspiration is just the start of it, because again, they are an experienced tag team.
That's fair.
They are a
You know what?
veteran tag team. You cannot deny that, no matter how much King can't stand it. And King,
I was about to say, because I'm with King on this. That's the thing I have an issue with when it comes to King. It has a valid point there, so I'm gonna hold you to that, Noah. I hope that this is a launching point for that. I'm serious.
I hope.
I hope so
don't
too.
get me
Because
wrong.
again, the
Don't get me-
freaking Iconics were showcased as a fucking comedy act where once again those damn props on Velcro sticky strap don't mean jack shit. Women's tag team wrestling don't mean jack shit in the WWE.
If the
Which is
booking
why-
sucks and it don't make sense, everyone
Which is-
knows it's Vince. Well, that's me, damn it.
Which, like I was getting ready to say though.
Anyway, we went way off. We went way
Go
off.
ahead. No,
topic.
let
This
King,
went-
let King talk.
This went from
Good.
inspiration to a freaking statement on the state of women's tag team
Exactly.
wrestling.
We
And
went way too
I do want King to finish his point so we could talk about maybe some of the other matches, because I don't want to be this type of, rant-filled
Yeah.
environment towards Impact Wrestling.
Right.
So King,
Right.
finish
Yeah,
your
yeah.
thoughts on the Knockouts tag match.
Like James even touched on it and said, I hope, I'm gonna hold you to this one as well. I hope this really is a launching point, and I hope it does open up my eyes to see, okay, Vince didn't really use them that well as I thought they should.
It will. I'm gonna tell you right now, King, it will, because Peyton has always been good. Billy Kay improved tremendously.
Mhm.
Never could show it on the main roster. Not once could they show it on the main roster. I
And when
saw it
Peyton
in
got
NXT.
one chance, on the main roster
Yep.
to try to, they dropped the ball.
That's what I'm saying. You'll
Because
be pleasantly
WWE
surprised.
does not know how to make new stars. They rely on politics and they rely on has-beens and 40-plus-year-old legends and vets who are at the end of their game and can't do it forever. But as long as Vince lives in that past biosphere and knows he can utilize it because he has this. He doesn't give a damn. That's the reason why there is nothing fresh, new, organic, or interesting in the WWE. And there hasn't been for the last damn decade before you had Triple H's NXT.
And I'm glad you touched on it. And I hate to say this, and I really hate to say that to bring up this point, but I come with news about you touching about 40-year-olds and all that. And the news that Andrew Zarian broke this morning is that in January, WWE is going back into that nostalgic cookie bag, as in they're going back to Raw Retro Night. It's what they're doing in January.
Oh, because that worked out so well for them last time. Hey, you remember Mark Henry? You remember Paul White? Hey, how about that Christian Cage fellow? Hey, that went really fucking well.
All right.
Yep.
That being said, once again, this is the ATW View, all things wrestling talked about here. But again, we've already gone into a bowl of spaghetti that still is not fully organized. So, King, in conclusion, you are looking.
Isn't it ever organized with me?
Yeah, you know what? No, it's not. That's all good. But I try and restore order or keep some sort of stability. But then again, if I did that, then that would be as bad as Vince. And I don't believe in that shit. That being said, King, I will simply sum your thoughts up with this. You look at the inspiration based on booking, not based on the personalities. And I understand that. I look past that because, again, I see the potential in what is a legitimate tag team. And again, in my opinion, Peyton Royce has the potential to be even NXT Women's Champion, and they dropped the ball on that. So with Impact and this shared wrestling universe showing everybody that goes outside the W becoming something better, more engaging, and more happy, which is also the most important thing at the end of the day. I truly am excited to see what the inspiration brings to professional wrestling, not just Impact.
And I want to add, let me add to your point here, Noah, because I want to also put this in King's perspective here. King, right? To add to Noah's point, what you need to do essentially when you see a team coming from the WWE that you saw booked like absolute dog shit, you literally have to put that all out of your mind with any talent. Like, here's a fucking wild example, right? Not saying this would ever happen, but let's say this happens, right? I'd imagine it could because fuck, Strowman got released, right? Say Corbin gets released tomorrow.
Oh, hell.
If Corbin goes anywhere, you literally have to take that same approach. You have to block out the way they booked him for so many years, minus NXT, put that all out of your mind, and then just look at what they're doing with him at that current moment in that roster. Now, it's basically like, okay, they're a WWE guy, but they're coming in with a new fresh coat of paint. We've seen it with Moxley. We've seen it with God knows how many other freaking WWE guys come in with a new fresh coat of paint. You got to look at it like that, with no matter who the hell it is. That's my point.
Respect.
So
Great.
There you go.
Great.
All right.
Like, that's how I've doubled it.
Good talk on Knockouts, tag team wrestling, and our perspective as fans, open-minded, not blinded, or just one-sided. That being said, I think we spent enough on that match. Now, all right, Casey, I already know who you're going to talk about. Chances are he might be in that call your shot gauntlet, and maybe that'll be the thing you talk about, but I want to hear your input towards Impact Wrestling. What are you looking forward to, and what do you expect to come out of this pay-per-view? Give us your thoughts.
To be honest with you now, when I look at the inspiration versus DK, I think the inspiration with Cassie Lee and Jessica McKay are going to be two very different women in Impact Wrestling, because they are not going to be the same women that you've seen in the WWE, because the WWE fought Jessica McKay and Cassie Lee were both two pretty faces that were a comedy act. I mean, when you get down to it, though, they're not just pretty faces. Those are two women that can absolutely go in that ring. Yep. And the inspiration in DK, I think it's going to be an absolute great match, and Jessica McKay and Cassie Lee are going to do so much more with Impact Wrestling because of the handcuffs being off them, and they're going to do whatever they want because it's not going to be Vince in their ear 24/7 going like, all right, I need you to do this. I need you to do that. They're going to be doing what fits best for them. And they are going to, I think they are going to absolutely be fine with Impact Wrestling, and they're going to be bigger stars there in Impact Wrestling than they were with the WWE, because the WWE did not use them to their full potential. They seen them as jokes, and the inspiration are going to make the WWE pay for them booking them as jokes, because Impact Wrestling is going to treat them right. Like they're going to treat them like
and they'll
stars.
treat them like a fucking tag team that's not just going to break up for random reason.
Exactly right. And Impact Wrestling are going to see them as a good tag team, and they ain't going to be them annoying gimmick pain in the ass woman that you see in the WWE. I mean, they'll probably more than likely have a different gimmick and a different personality. I mean,
look at how they're booking the match so far. They just sent a letter in. They haven't even shown up on Impact TV. Yeah. This is brilliant.
Dude,
that's right.
Dude, they're gonna be a modern day version of the Beautiful People. I hope that's the direction they go, and I hope that they go in there into AEW. I want them to win the tag titles. I want to make that very clear. And then I want them to go right through AEW and kick that fucking door right open for that.
Right.
We've been waiting for the forbidden door to open up.
We need to see women in the forbidden door.
That will be the reason.
Inspiration is my pick to win the Impact Women's Tag titles on Saturday. And I say what needs to absolutely happen is Dr. Britt Baker, DMD, needs to brag about in a promo how there is nobody left in the back on the AEW's roster for me after she's beaten everybody else. And all of a sudden, Deonna Purrazzo kicks through that forbidden door. And we get a Deonna Purrazzo versus Dr. Britt Baker DMD match.
It's the match that the wrestling industry wants to see.
Can you imagine?
Match is going to sell out.
Seriously, could you imagine this for a second? A female elite. Think about this. Britt Baker, Rebel, Jamie Hayter, and the Inspirations.
Again, when it comes to AEW,
championships
when it comes to AEW, they are the battleground of faction warfare, where every faction stands out on its own. Yeah. And we've seen how dynamic and freeform factions can be in trios. I think you're on to something, man. But again, we'll have to wait and see. That being said, we've only talked about one match, so I'll just sum up like this. I really am looking forward to seeing what Josh Alexander can do in the biggest match of his career. Is it having to finally be the face of Impact Wrestling? Or is there still more that Christian Cage feel he needs to do as the Impact World Champion? We've seen now how this match has gone from two men that respect each other to two men that simply want to outwork each other for the richest prize in Impact Wrestling. The X Division now needs a new face to reset it, and it will be either ELP, who has never won, I might add, a singles X Division or Type Cruiserweight Championship outside British Cruiserweight Champion. He had a chance for IWGP Junior Heavyweight, didn't do it. He only could do it in tag team. Yet he's won the Super J Cup now, and he's also been one of the most proficient and effective junior heavyweights in the world today. We, of course, also know that we got the Good Brothers, who right now they have had a stranglehold in the Impact World Tag Team Championships. You gotta wonder, is this the first sign of the Bullet Club Civil War within Impact? Will we see Bullet Club versus Bullet Club with the title change hands that way? Or does Finn Juice get it back again after the first time they came in and gave us the surprise, which I know you ranted on.
Please, God, no.
And of course,
and I agree with
we've been there, done that with Finn Juice. We've
and
been
of course,
and by the way, in Impact, I don't know what it was, but Finn Juice sucked in Impact, just for the record.
I don't know
what it was.
True. I mean,
I kind of agree with James on this one.
What did they do? They didn't even have that much of a title reign. It was like the shortest title reign in history. Then they just put it right back on the Good Brothers and realized, that shit, this isn't working.
Well, they probably wanted to do more with it, but who knows? Plans could have changed. I mean, they brought the titles to New Japan. They were acknowledged. They didn't defend them. I know, and not just not have beat them as well. I was actually hoping for something out of that. But again, James, the shared wrestling universe, the whole thing with booking and promoters, agreeing or disagreeing.
I know.
Case in point, Kenny Omega, Triple A Omega Championship. It's a fickle web. And as we want to try and define it, we can't. And maybe that's part of the fun of it too, because again, you truly don't know what's going to happen next. But also, speaking of that, and talking about what y'all are saying, I got to talk about what I think is going to be my match tonight, and that is the Virtuosa, Deonna Purrazzo versus Mickie James, a former Knockouts champion in her own right, literally a Impact Hall of Famer. Surprised she has not won yet. And Deonna Purrazzo, who is one of the best, not just women, but professional wrestlers this last year alone with that Knockouts title, nearly surpassing La Guerra Loca, Taya Valkyrie's reign. So do you keep the title on her and continue past that milestone? Might I add, double champion with the Reinas title? Or do you give us the shocking upset and take Deonna to a different direction, maybe for the Forbidden Door? And do we see Hardcore Country crowned as the Knockouts champion? I don't know about you, but when I look at this Bound for Glory card, several of these matches could go either way, and I would not be disappointed. So I am extremely excited for this pay-per-view, which definitely is going to define the next year of Impact Wrestling. Also, who will show up. So that being said, Impact Wrestling, congratulations on your absolutely selling out, by the way, of Bound for Glory. I look very forward to the show, and I know your entire roster is absolutely going to kill it. But I'm also very
and a proper crowd. Wait, can we cheer it on? A proper crowd. Yeah.
Well, I will say this. I will say this. There are those people that still believe that Impact Wrestling should try or should be in bigger venues than the venue they always use.
Dude, even if it's just in a bingo hall of 300 people, please.
I went to Slammiversary Live, dude. That was 300 people. The Skyway Studios, the Impact Zone's about 300 people.
What?
Nashville.
Dude, that looks like 50 people. What? That's bullshit.
3 cameras, man. 3 cameras. It's a simple setup.
But I see an Impact, and then Impact just has like 50 people around their stage.
I normally see that. Yeah.
Yeah, I know. But again, you don't get all the perspectives. That's why most of the time you didn't even see me, dude. There was at least a couple hundred people minimum.
Is there like an upper deck that I'm not seeing? Is there like an upper deck in that arena?
Not that
they don't show it ever.
You can go look up the numbers yourself. But bottom line is this. I'm happy to support Impact Wrestling, and I'm looking forward to their pay-per-view this weekend. And I'm very curious who shows up through the Forbidden Door, especially, again, AEW logo, Japan logo, AAA logo. The possibilities are endless. It wouldn't surprise me if they have a couple of surprises in the Call Your Shot gauntlet. But again, we'll have to wait and see.
Bueller, may I speak? Bueller?
Go ahead.
I might also speak for Casey and King, too. Guys, we agree that Josh Alexander's winning that title, right?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. We agree with that. Yeah.
Agree.
All right.
We agree with that.
All right, moving on.
And I will leave it at that. And I will definitely have a form and a predictions game for this wrestling pay-per-view. Stay tuned. All right. Yeah. And maybe my own predictions take on it as well. But we'll see. And shout out to Jeff Meacham Network. I might be working with him on commentary. Stay tuned for more on that. Okay, guys, let's go ahead and move away from Impact Wrestling and talk about the bigger boys now. I want to talk about New Japan Pro Wrestling. As we know, New Japan Pro Wrestling, they've been reigniting their NJPW Strong, New Japan of America brand. We've seen the tours now with Autumn Attack. We know we got the big show coming up in the home of Extreme, 2300 Philadelphia Arena. And most recently, we learned, for those that follow the network, the newest members of the United Empire, which truly is what it stood for. Not only you got Aussie Open and Rev Pro, but TJP right here, their incredible effort.
Oh, that's a good shout. That's a good shout, wrestling-wise, yeah.
That is an absolute, again, he called him a killer. Again, he trained in the class of killers. Will Ospreay. It was almost like he literally teased it since showing up at Resurgence. Still, again, I want to see Moose versus Ishii again, but I digress. But here's the thing I want to talk about here first with the America side. Jay White, the definitive leader of Bullet Club. Is everything in Bullet Club really fine? And with Jay White still having the narrow-weight talent.
No, because evil ruins good things. Okay? Wow. No, it's not good because evil ruins good things and he sucks. Okay? Everything is very bad or something of that nature.
That being said, I have to wonder how will things, the perspective of Bullet Club, and I'm just gonna say this right now. I don't care who you call as the leader, worst member, blah, blah, blah. If you're gonna call someone Bullet Club, Bullet Club is GOFD. The deal maker is the OGs. As long as Tama Tonga is the guy that
I don't know why I don't know why Tama Tonga isn't the leader at this point. It shouldn't he be
I feel the same way.
The top.
Oh,
and I mean this, right? If there's one guy that should really break away from all of this dumb horseshit and be the leader of Bullet Club, I don't know how you managed to make it work. It should be Tama Tonga. Tama Tonga should be the guy. He's the OG. He's been there for every iteration since it first formed. Make him the guy. I don't know. Because Evil, no. Jay White, I like, but he's been more of a standout by himself, and he's probably going to be leading the American side anyway, from the looks of things, with the addition of Chris Bay and all that. So I don't know. Like, to me, it's got to be Tama Tonga, because Evil ain't it. I'm sorry, Evil ain't doing it for me. Your finisher's an STO.
Evil has never done it for me since day one when he first joined, and he never will. That's never going to change.
You triggered King, because King will tell you right now his thoughts on Evil and Bullet Club, all right? We've been talking about this for constant weeks, but before I go into, again...
It should have been Sonata.
Well, that's a whole different tangent. But that being said, again, I'm just waiting for Ishii to restore what the Neverweight title is, that gritty, super fought, hard, tough championship that tests people's wills and jaws. In my opinion, make Ishii the Neverweight champion again, because since Neverweight champion was run by Tanahashi and the one by Jay White, I feel it's kind of lost a lot of its identity and prestige that I know it for. And it's almost like a placeholder belt at this point. I don't want it to be that. But going over to the actual Japan side, we of course are in the finale running of their Grand Prix premier wrestling tournament of the year, the G1 Climax. And as of today, we now know one half of it. And I want people's honest opinions on it. Again, incredible efforts and performances and runs by Zack Sabre Jr. and Shigeru Takagi, who came very close to doing what no champion has done apparently since 2000, losing on the stipulation that Yujiro caused both men to be counted out. And here I thought a double count was a no contest, neither man would score points, but both men score 1 point. And then I was like, math don't work, confused, illogical. And then, of course, we saw the finale where Zack Sabre Jr., he got bested wrestling-wise by Tonga Loa, which really surprised me. Definitely a standout victory for Tonga Loa in this entire G1. And to think, this is the guy that took out the premier Tranquilo, pick an athlete for everybody here in this block that everybody wanted to face. Tetsuya Naito, and that says a lot. It's almost like that karma came back to bite Zack Sabre Jr. in the ass at the very end. And then, of course, we had our grand finale match for the A block, where it came down to Kenta versus Kota Ibushi. And
holy shit! Before we even say anything, no exaggeration, the most brutal I am the table spot I've ever seen in pro wrestling. That splash was nasty. The table had no give, and he just crashed down on Kenta with all of his fucking weight. First off, great improvisation on Kenta's part, because I know the legs had to have fucking crumpled beneath it.
Oh,
and two, God, I hope Kenta's okay. I hope he didn't
Yeah.
Fuck, that looked like it killed him.
Yeah, that was the most scary spot for me. Again, Kota Ibushi, he's like Wada, he's like Bruce Lee. He doesn't necessarily think, he just acts, and in the moment, he still is like, oh, you're on a collapsed table. I'm still gonna splash you. Bloody crazy fool. In the end,
he's gotta be channeling his Masato Tanaka moment where it's like when Mike Awesome came down with the splash, and Tanaka was like, oh fuck.
When I think about, being vocal, I think about Tama Tonga, who's the most uncensored mouth in all New Japan Pro Wrestling, the good bad guy, but I digress. That being said, we now know the winner of the A block, and I just want everybody's mutual opinion on the A block choice in winner, because again, Gato holds all the cards in the booker.
Better than B block. Done. Very much better than B Block.
He did. He
Very
Kota Ibushi
better.
though did
Fucking
again.
Evil
Oh,
and
indeed.
Yano.
Indeed.
Don't mention that name. Don't you fucking mention that
He did
name.
He did it. He did it.
All right. TY. Does that do it better for you?
Yes, thank you. That being said, I'm tranquilo. That being said, Kota Ibushi, congratulations, but people were really rooting for Kenta here to pull out the upset and be, get his first. People were looking for a first here. I mean, I'm Suzuki going. I was rooting for Zack Sabre Jr. all the way. 6 straight submission victories in this G1, I might add. And of course, the MVP of the A block, always the MVP of the G1, freaking fucking Tomohiro Ishii, nearly killing the likes of Shingo Takagi and Tonga Loa and Zack Sabre Jr., giving Zack Sabre Jr. his first loss during this G1. Overall, though, they call the A block the block of killers. I think it did hold up again, and I'll give respect and credit where credit is due. Shout out to the members of Bullet Club in the A block, Yujiro and Tonga Loa, who fought very hard on their own right to try and really show out this block. But the A block Bullet Club wise, it was owned by Kenta, and Kenta was a GTS away from winning this thing. And people are just, I feel fickle, some furious. Sorry, BCS were like, and some people are like, okay, Ibushi again, seriously. So I just want to go around and give everybody's thoughts towards the winner.
What do you
are
mean?
you okay
What
that
are we
Ibushi won
talking
again?
about? Hold on. What are we talking? Why are people mad that Ibushi won again? What do you
Well,
mean
first
again?
off,
He's had one title reign.
It's his 4th consecutive G1 Climax final. Yes, it is history again, but people, I think, wanted something different. Think about this, James. Great-O Khan debuted. Incredible run. People want Tomohiro Ishii, believes he should win a G1 eventually. Tomohiro Ishii has never made it to a G1 Climax finale. Zack Sabre Jr., everybody was rooting for him. And Zack Sabre Jr. said himself, I'm on autopilot. I'm not even giving everything I have, dickheads. And in the end, he came up short. And then also, Shingo Takagi being the champion, people wonder if he could actually do it and control his destiny. I feel like people just wanted something different from this. But you can't argue that Kota Ibushi, in the end, he won it, he earned it, he lives up to what he says. I thought it was a good finale, though, and I think Kota Ibushi...
I think people don't seem to realize that Japan still has this great thing about it. Like, I remember when they had Okada beat Naito. I believe it was at the Wrestle Kingdom where they had Jericho and Omega.
Wrestle Kingdom 12, you are correct.
Yeah, so they had him lose, and everybody was like, why would you do that? And then it built up to this big thing where Naito finally got his moment, the next year, right? Yeah. And he became this megastar because of that. Like, this is what Japan still does very well. They're not going to just completely drop the ball on Kota after one title run, because people got to remember they cater to an audience in Japan, and Japan has a lot more patience than Americans do. They do. We know that. So when people look at this and see, oh, Kota again, no, it's not Kota again. It's Kota again because Kota deserves it, because Kota actually works his ass off, and New Japan knows how to tell a great story to where you could seriously look at either one winning it, which is exactly what they did with Kenta and Kota, by the way. That's what stole the show.
So here's the biggest thing that I got out of what I heard from this morning, when, of course, I was live tweeting with many friends in New Japan Pro Wrestling. Some people thought that Red Shoes was a bit too lenient with his counts. They thought those 20 counts when he hit 19, it's almost like he paused for an extra second, as if there was maybe some subtle favoritism. I feel that's probably the biggest gripe that people did take away from this match, because it did happen on 3 occasions. At one point, literally, both Kenta and Ibushi were backstage in the entrance area.
A heel Bullet Club Kota Ibushi wouldn't be a bad idea.
All right, James. This is not 1999. This is not the
fucking make Yano the Nick Patrick of the Bullet Club. It's fine.
Oh,
or no, make it not Yano. Fucking Red Shoes. I'm an idiot. Not Red Shoes.
Say one thing, though. Say one thing.
Go ahead. I've spoken enough. Casey, your thoughts on the G1 Climax A block winner, Kota Ibushi.
G1 Climax winner, Kota Ibushi.
For the A block, yeah.
Be all honest, I do not mind Kota Ibushi winning at all. And thank God, because I was about to say, if Yano won G1 Climax tournament, I could hear Noah Foster taking off his glasses and
Bro,
Jake
he wouldn't have been the only one pissed. Bro, I've never been like, just the thought of that has never made me more pissed off and simultaneously cringe.
Right.
Do you want to know the last time I was
Kota Bush
really
is the right winner,
pissed
though.
off in something outside the WWE? Because I can't remember the last time I was truly pissed off, but that probably would have been it.
Yano, probably. Yano and Mox. It had to have been, right?
That might have been it, actually. Yes, because it was Yano that broke Moxley's chance.
I cracked the code.
That was my.
I'm Neo, motherfucker.
Yano is more complicated than the fucking Da Vinci Code. But I digress.
Yeah, yes.
Anyway, okay. King, your thoughts. Kota Ibushi, we now know, no matter what, it's official. He's in the finale. So I got to ask you, who do you want? We've seen both matches. We've seen both these men. It's either going to be, period, Jeff Cobb or the renewed return of the original Rainmaker, Okada. Jeff Cobb and Kota Ibushi literally faced each other back at friggin' Dominion in a one-on-one match, and Kota Ibushi got the better of him. Okada and Ibushi, they literally faced off at each other against at Wrestle Kingdom last year in the highest of stakes. Kota Ibushi proved something that night, earned Okada's respect, but fell short. And of course, as we saw earlier at one point, he's faced him in a previous G1 and beat him in it too. It was a G1 Climax opening night. So what's the bigger match here? What's the more important, needed outcome we need to see in this year's G1? Who needs to be match the match? Your thoughts on that?
Who needs to be match for match? When I look at Jeff Cobb has been on a tear in the G1, a tear. And I look at Okada. I mean, what's need to be said about Okada? It's acting like everything, it tells it all. What's there to be said? But in my opinion, my important match, I think it needs to go with Ibushi and Okada.
Yeah,
it needs to happen.
The story is still
there's so
much of telling
the
that
story is still there.
Yeah, the story. It's probably the best story going since Omega left, and his story with Okada included pretty much.
And we all know how that series was. That was a good series between them.
What a trio of matches! My God. And of course that broke the Meltzer scale of professional wrestling, which everybody to this day will always hold something against.
Yep.
And that came into existence.
I don't know why, because it's like it's an opinion, guys. It's not like,
yeah, it really is.
If your opinion challenges even one other person's opinion who are so high and mighty in themselves and believe they're always right, it causes a shitstorm. That's the world we live in. Anyway, especially
coming from Meltzer.
Toxic.
Well, we're not seeing Britney Spears, but we're not seeing Britney Spears, but yes, I understand what both of y'all are saying. That being said, again, Jeff Cobb, by the way, who also made history, he went freaking 8-0 in the G1 Climax. Nobody else has ever done that. If he beats Okada, he has a perfect block. That's never been done. So right now, I feel like the pressure is more on Jeff Cobb than Okada. So I'm very looking forward to this B-Block finale this Wednesday. And of course, the G1 finale the following day. Of course, why not? On Thursday morning. And we'll see now where things go as we head towards the biggest Wrestle Kingdom in professional wrestling history. And God help my stamina. But I digress. A lot of crazy stuff going on in New Japan Pro Wrestling. And you look at the rest of the industry, just to highlight some other stuff. Ring of Honor, of course, rebooting their women's division. Great tag team match with Holiday and Chelsea Green. You got Miranda Elise. You got Roxy, who is defending that title across all the independent wrestling promotions. And now you got Jonathan Gresham, who's been the foundation since Ring of Honor's inauguration, finally moving up from Pure Championship to World Championship. Would not surprise me to get him versus Bandito at their final pay-per-view this year. NWA, again, they're going to showcase the women in the brightest light with a empowered episode of Power. And I'm very curious to see what happens there, including figuring out who Camille's next challenger will be for the Burke. And it'll either be Kylie Ray, Chelsea Green, or Melina. And of course, this whole thing with Strictly Business now having an envious side, Nick Aldis, and one Thomas Latimer. I definitely see that falling out because I believe the NWA does have a preview coming up, or it might just be a special show and they might show up later, but only time will tell.
Strictly Business still existed? I thought that ended because Royce Isaacs left.
No, it's always existed, dude. Adonis became the newest member and is currently the national champion.
Wait,
the former Chris Masters, by the way. You apparently have not been watching the NWA.
No.
Again, I'm crazy. I watch wrestling 6 days a week. So there you go.
See, I would watch NWA, but Aldis decided to be kind of a bitch pissy. And so I said, fuck that.
Yep.
Since then, he's kind of humbled himself at this point. And Trevor Murdoch is the NWA world champion. And Pope, he
gave it to Trevor Murdoch, though. Like, really?
It's Murdoch.
You had the longest reign in modern wrestling history.
Yep.
And you give it to fucking Murdoch.
They do it because of their roots and connection to Harley Race. That's the biggest thing that definitely connected Aldis and Murdoch. Whether you agree with it or not, that's what the NWA did. I'm just telling you.
Dude, that'd be like if I won the NWA world title, okay? It's not visually appealing. Jesus Christ. Oh,
the NWA is not about that, dude. The NWA is not about that. You know that. But anyway.
Yeah, no shit. I can fucking tell. How many people could they have gotten to put the belt on? That would have been like 10 times better. They could have put on Aaron Stevens for fuck's sake. Well, why didn't they? They had the Pope. You have two big stars there.
Pope wants Murdoch to enjoy his run, but be aware, I have a shot. And
even Cody, since Cody can't go for the AEW world title, he can go back to NWA and get the title.
Yeah, that's very true.
MJF fucking take the belt off him, but no, Aldis didn't want to play ball.
All right, calm down, guys. I can tell there's a lot of frustration going on here about the NWA 10 pounds of gold and the way you see their current champion being portrayed and representing the belt. We'll have to wait and see who goes next. I think Pope's
next. Give the belt to MJF for fuck's sake. He'll at least play.
Hey, I'm down with that. I'm down with the MJF.
Oh, same here.
Oh, Lord.
I'm down.
I mean, either MJF
champion, MJF.
Seriously, either MJF or the Pope. For fuck's sake, any one of them. Get the belt off Murdoch. Why is it Murdoch? Why did Aldis drop it to Murdoch? Why?
James, are you having a Simon Miller moment?
Yes. Oh. Why?
The ups and downs.
Motherfucker, why?
The ups and downs with James Hubert on the NWA.
Dude, Corgan, why didn't you just give it to fucking Seth? You could have given it to Stevens. You would have actually gotten more buys on your fucking power subscription, you dumbass.
Stevens, Pope, MJF, Cody, even Kenny.
Omega, so many options. So many options.
Well, let's wait and see what happens. At least the women's division has more potential, especially.
No, listen. I said that you had to be patient over in New Japan. There's nothing to be patient about a fucking Trevor Murdoch title run. Okay?
Again,
you tested my patience at that.
Opinions of one person
and committed suicide. And I'm not talking about the wrestler.
The opinions of one person does not reflect the group, but he has a passion.
No, yeah, that's fair. That's fair. But still,
I just want
Trevor Murdoch
disclaimer out there because again, James, you don't give a shit, and I respect that because I respect your opinion. You are your own fan.
By the way, I like Trevor Murdoch as a person. Before people come at me, look, I like him as a person, as world champion. Really? You could have given him the television title or the.
That's what I was about to say. Yep.
Like you couldn't give him like the international title.
The TV title. The way they're booking that with Tyrus cringes me. I'm like, oh Lord.
Oh, there's Tyrus.
Yeah, it's fine. Just have Tyrus and Murdoch, the battle of the five guys. Great. I mean, more interested in seeing that than a world title.
Here's Tyrus. I mean, he was like back in WWE, he was supposed to be this monstrous Brodus Clay, and all of a sudden he went from monstrous into somebody call my mom.
Listen.
Don't remind me of that. Don't remind
I
me.
can give him shit. And he definitely is a political nut because he's on Fox News. However, I will say it was fucking pretty awesome when he came out with the NWA national title around his shoulder after the Punk debut, because Fox did cover it and they asked him what his thoughts were on it. And he's like, I'm proud to be a pro wrestler, and that's why I have this around my shoulders. So you know what? Honestly, respect Tyrus. That was cool.
All right. I'm glad we got some positive.
You still have some issues, but respect.
You still have some issues there, but you know.
All right. So we're talking about
blind squirrel finds a nut. I'm just saying.
I do. Well, their other sentence are heightened, but that's a science query for another day. And I'm not freaking Morgan Freeman. And this isn't talking about Into the Black Hole or Wormhole, whatever the hell it's called. Anyway.
Smell you.
Anyway, talking about going from the men to the women. What's everybody's thoughts about Camille so far as the NWA Women's World Champion? How have you been feeling about her run?
Hey, S rank fucking title run, S rank fucking champion right now. Probably the best women's champion in the entire industry, in my opinion.
Hands down, no doubt about it,
dude. Right. She's such a beast. Like, I thought Jane Cargo could have been. No, I thought fucking Kayla Rossi. Kayla Rossi still could be, but no. Camille's the fucking China. Camille's the China of this generation.
Yes.
I seriously mean that.
I can respect that.
I seriously mean that. She's so good. Her match, I saw her match with Layla Hirsch off the fucking chain. And her matches have only gotten better since. She's going places here in the women's division across all companies. In fact, if I was somehow able to find a way to politically get it to happen, I'd have her have 3 championships. That's how good I think she is. She's so goddamn talented.
I definitely agree. Again, she's had the potential ever since coming in the NWA. We were just waiting for her to finally be able to showcase it vocally and in the brightest light. She definitely deserves to be, and she definitely respects and honors that championship. Again, that's why she got the shirt, and I definitely respect that shirt. Camille is Burke. That is true. Ever since winning it off of a great previous champion herself in Serena Deeb and beating Thunder Rosa, who was a great champion as well, and successfully defending it now against Chelsea Green and legit Layla Hirsch. She's only continued to improve, be more confident in herself and her abilities, and definitely shows that she is a main eventer. So I'm very curious who's going to face her next. And again, it'll either be Chelsea Green again, but this time full hot mess. Oh Lord. Hello, Laura Vaness. We got Kylie Ray and we got Melina. So I'm very curious to see who will challenge Camille next for this title. I don't see her reigning any.
All 3 of them are class, by the way.
Absolutely.
Like, think about that.
All 3 are worthy. That's what I love about this. All 3 of them make sense to go after her. You got the young, smiley, up-and-comer, everybody gets behind, in Kylie Ray. You have the pissed-off legend that she attacked at the commentary table in Melina, who I guess is kind of strictly business or not. I don't know how that works out. And then, of course, you got Chelsea Green, who really took Camille to the limit back in Empower and came this close to beating her. So
Are they making subtle remarks to her backstage escapades in 06? Because like one moment she's flirting with Frank Miguel, the next minute she's with Strictly Business, but is not with Strictly. What the fuck's going on here?
Well, to be fair,
exactly.
What one wrestler does,
exactly right.
What a wrestler does in one company.
Yo, if I'm Mickey James, I'm pissed.
All right, calm down, Mister. I love when she splits. Calm down. All right. Good grief. The original split.
I think everybody here loves.
I said it. I get it. The original split of professional wrestling is owned by Melina. Okay, and Santino Marella learned that the hard way. All right.
She's the go to sports, Melina. Melina's the go to sports. Gotta say that.
Penelope Ford can try, but she will never come close.
I do agree.
Never come close. Never come close to the goat, Melina.
I will say, I would like to see them do a split off. Just saying.
Dude, I've been saying it for years. Eric, you came in the farm. Good to see you, brother. How are you? Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome, if you haven't seen him already, he is our Inquirer. He is the insightful one. He is the better of all things news and likes to cause chaos sometimes too. Representing the relative is, of course, my friend who went to the original Full Gear, by the way, still jealous. Eric Brown. Eric, first off, good to see you. And how are you? What do you bring tonight for us?
Two things. One, this Saturday I'm going to Baltimore Comic-Con and no one can stop me.
Nice.
You're gonna collect.
Earth-shattering news.
Dude, this guy makes the comic verse and the wrestleverse collide together. You realize how important this is for him.
Oh yeah.
Respect.
Big time.
Anyway, continue.
Oh, there's sharing news for you all in case you haven't heard this.
What?
What is it?
In the wake of WWE's 30-minute loss to AEW, which everyone rejoiced and everyone
Yeah!
was
Yes!
Yeah.
Professional wrestling wins! Professional fucking wrestling wins! All right, I'm sorry. I shouldn't be like
calm
that.
down, everyone. Calm down.
Okay.
Order. Two things I
Order
wanna
in the
know.
chat. Order in the
Alright.
chat. Go
Please,
ahead.
please know that
Go on.
in this 30-minute FS1 versus TNT, Ruby Soho was the main event with the bunny against
That is
Roman
true.
and Brock.
That is true. Now I have to ask. Are we talking overall viewers they won, or are we talking 18 to 34?
18 to 34.
Overall viewers
overall
in the
viewers?
30 minutes.
Really?
In the 30 minutes.
Can you also answer a question, because I feel like you would answer it, and this would change a lot of things here. What the fuck are the Fast Nationals?
I think they're the more accelerated version that of the Nelson ratings they do. I'm not 100% certain.
It's
So
like on
it's
a
just
few channels
Nielsen.
too. I know exactly what he's talking about. I'm not even sure what that is. I feel that's just channel
So they
viewers.
won it
I-
overall?
It might be.
No, I don't. I think it's like an early draft of the ratings viewership. Like that's how everyone's been saying.
Because we saw in the
SmackDown-
Fast Nationals that the WWE won that, but in
Yeah.
the Nielsen, I assume AEW.
Yeah, and WWE won the total viewership for the whole 2 hours, but for the last 30 minutes of the show, AEW had 328,000 viewerships against WWE's final 30 minutes of 282,500.
There you go.
Fair.
Ooh,
By
there.
the way, that
Along,
Rampage banged.
They also
It sure did.
We're gonna talk about
they also beat and later tied the demos with WWE as well.
yes.
Good for them. Good for
Good
them.
for them. Good for the women.
So I'm pretty
especially,
sure
too.
TV rating. I'm pretty sure the TV deals when they come up in a few years ago be like, "Hey WWE, I know you were out in FS1, but you got your ass kicked by the 2-year-old company, and you've been the conglomerate
That
for
you
over
called
20 years."
Pissant. By the
And
way.
not bad for a t-shirt company. 2 years in the making, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Exactly.
WWE has already announced their plan to
I was
counteract.
selling
the-
t-shirt.
No, that would make too much sense. And this race. But WWE is apparently reportedly, according to journalist sites like Brian Alvarez and Dave Meltzer, take of that what you will, the WWE, while they're on FS1, will be having a counter plan in the wake of their failure.
Plan B.
I did hear about that. You
They're
wanna tell
going
them
on.
what it is?
They're bringing Talking Smack after SmackDown on
There you go.
FS1.
There you go.
Yeah.
Without Renee and Brian Danielson, who gives a shit?
Yeah.
Yeah. Who gives
Or
a
Renee
fuck?
Young.
Well, I look at them who they are now.
Honestly, the one saving grace if they actually pulled the trigger is Paul Heyman, because Paul Heyman was the only one that actually made that show any.
That's the
fucking
only
thing
reason
worthwhile.
that reboot was worth watching, because he was the one trying to push forward everybody.
How many people did he
Mhm.
put over on that fucking reboot? Apollo
Oh,
Crews. Who else?
A lot of people.
Uh,
A lot.
He tried to put. In fact, he was the guy trying to like. Okay, I know you guys want Drew McIntyre, and for good reason. But can we have Aleister Black fight Lesnar?
No, can't have that.
Can't have that.
Can't no new stars.
No.
Gotta go
I
with
don't know
that.
why. I don't know why they didn't just do fucking Lesnar and him on the Fastlane show.
Yeah, at least it would have been
Before
something
Mania.
different. Took a chance.
And
But
plus,
would've been
it's Lesnar. He likes working with smaller people.
yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
Yep.
Actually, that's why I say, like, I know people say that's crazy that I say that, but like after his WWE run, he probably got a big bag for this. There could be a chance he goes to AEW because there's a lot of talent Lesnar would love to work with, I'm sure.
Well, let's be honest. Who doesn't want to go to AEW and at least have some sort of match where you literally could do anything and be yourself?
Mm-hmm. It's not like Lesnar can't make fucking good money outside of it too, and he's got enough fucking money to choke a horse. Give me a break.
Well, at this point, it's like, okay,
I'm like, let's be real. He
could.
could do that, but at the same time, you got to remember. Whereas in AEW, they were probably trying to put the leash on him. He can throw a belt at Vince and get away with it.
Yeah.
That's fair. That is fair. That's fair.
Yeah, and also remember, Brock Lesnar is not a people person. AEW is a organic, flowing people team environment. I don't know.
You know, I always question Lesnar is not a people person because of the environment he's in, though.
That is
like, could you imagine him in AEW and just Eddie Kingston going like, Brock, hey, yo, Brock, what's going on, man?
And no, Eddie Kingston would not do that shit.
Eddie shake my hand, man.
Would not.
Yeah, he would. If he joined the team tomorrow and then he's like, well, this is fucking different.
Kingston doesn't act like that.
Also, you guys got to remember.
I came back. He's just like,
Brock Lesnar Brock Lesnar, you also forget, Brock Lesnar tends to, like, along with Vince, that's also the big contributing factor. They like to be hush-hush on ideas they do and not tell the rest of the roster. Money in the Bank ladder match anyone.
Don't remind me.
His head busted
Don't
open.
remind me.
Randy Orton getting his head busted open and Chris Jericho getting pissed.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
I now no longer want to see Brock Lesnar in AEW. Forget.
I have ruined my dream.
Thank you, Eric. All right. Well, that being said, that pretty much just leaves the one company that we truly do want to talk about. So let's talk the shit out of AEW.
Oh wait, before we do that, I need to ruin something else. Karrion Kross is going to be going into the repackage.
What?
Again?
WrestleVotes confirmed it.
God.
WrestleVotes confirmed it. This is what they're going to go with. They're saying, oh, he'll still be a psycho, but he'll be calm and cool going forward. And also, he will also remain with his look, including his helmet and the presentation of his widely praised entrance, including the music. Oh, we're going to change that completely again.
It was Triple H. Of course they are.
All
remnants of Triple H's vision. Poof.
Still no
Scarlet, right? Hold on.
So
he's gonna be cool or whatever.
Calm and cool, yet still a psycho.
Wasn't he that in NXT?
Well, you see, the reason for that is.
Yeah.
So anyways,
okay, that's fair.
I was waiting for him to say his phrase or how you have.
I knew exactly.
I thought his video frills. I was like, okay.
I was waiting for it.
Yeah, I wanted to freeze and we like. So, anyways, I was like, okay, the calm and cool collected psycho. Why can't that be Finn Balor? Like, I recall this video a few years back from Deluxe Man, Just Alex, and he proposed, why not Finn have multiple personality disorder with the numerous paint gimmicks he always did, like bringing back his independent stuff, where he dressed up as different people and
that's not how it worked. That's not how it worked.
Oh no! And,
that's not how it works.
No, he knew that's not how it worked, but he means like updating it for WWE appeal.
Oh,
as best they could.
Because that's really worked well. Look at how well the Fiend turned out. Oh yeah.
Sadly. Right. This was before the Fiend, though. This was before the Fiend.
And this was before 15 million other gimmicks that Vince got his grubby paws on.
What?
God damn.
Censor.
Welcome to the Rant podcast, folks. I just listened.
Since I heard
Casey, go ahead, Casey.
Oh God, guys.
Wait, hold on.
Wait, hold on.
Hey, Casey, let Casey speak.
Oh, sorry.
All right. Since I heard this right, Karrion Kross are taking away that awesome banger of an entrance theme. What the hell are they going to change it to? Go Ninja, go
Anything
Ninja,
that doesn't
go Ninja,
involve
go
Scarlet
Ninja.
because they're burying him. That's what they're changing.
Oh, yeah.
It's going to be generic as music. Jim Johnson talked about how music and the entrance and the feel in a wrestler, screw that, in a superstar WWE is dead. It doesn't feel the same. It does not have the same flow, vibe, energy, or grasp.
Right.
Hey, Eric.
Yeah.
Paul Bearer being taken away from the Undertaker in the early '90s. I mean, good
Yeah,
God.
yeah, man.
But
I
like,
miss
but
those
like I was getting
days.
ready to tell you, still no Scarlet, right?
Correct.
Pretty much. I don't know what's going on with Scarlett at the moment.
She's not coming, guys. It's not happening. Just lose all hope. And if she
Oh.
comes, and honest to God, if she comes, be like, who fucking cares? You waited
Well,
too
here's the
long.
thing. Remember, they were also thinking, okay, here's an idea. I know they work better together, but let's split them up.
Oh God, yeah.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah, but
Hey.
also, did
Yep.
anyone hear about what happened at Tribute to the Troops?
Huh?
No,
It was a
tribute
tribute
to the
to the
troops.
No, not at
Tribute to
all.
the troops.
They did the tapings.
Yeah, I heard they did the tapings, but what happened?
Yeah, well, guess what they decided to do instead of thinking with rational thought?
Well, that's
Uh-oh.
not, that doesn't that
What
doesn't
they do.
that shouldn't surprise me.
They did Saudi
Okay,
Arabia build on the
okay.
show, didn't they?
No, not really.
Oh.
No, not that.
Probably.
Okay. Woo.
But Lillian Garcia came back for the national anthem. So, okay, positive. Now let's
Right.
give away matches that should have been on pay-per-view. Roman Reigns fought Nakamura, something that was teased earlier this year. And let's give it away.
There goes that fucking match.
Oh,
There goes
you know
that.
what? They also gave away a much bigger match than Reigns versus Nakamura.
Do tell.
They gave away for the WWE Championship Big E versus Ziggler. The story right there.
That is
Ziggler?
Fucking dumbasses.
Remember, Big E and Ziggler have history together. You could make a pay-per-view match for that.
You literally could, because literally Big E was brought up on the main roster as
Hold
Hold
on.
on. I'm gonna be Vince McMahon for a minute. You don't remember the history. You don't remember the history. You don't remember the history. God damn it.
No. Wait. James, you got it wrong. You're supposed to say you don't remember the history. Damn it. You don't remember the history. Damn it.
That's right.
Yeah.
Damn
Hold on. Wait. You don't remember the history, damn it, unless it's convenient. You don't remember the history, damn it, unless it's
Trying to do a
convenient.
Star Wars mind trick. Oh, Lord.
No, it's Men in Black.
That's Men in
Well,
Black.
no,
dude.
Men in Black's literally like this, the thing that, and he's not wearing.
Yes,
he's
that's
not
why I
wearing
did the
glasses.
flashlight.
And you also are
If
not
I wanted
wearing
to do the
glasses.
Jedi mind trick, I'd just do this. Anyway,
No, I'm pretty sure
Okay.
Vince would use the middle finger.
Yeah.
oh, for
probably.
WWE, yeah. There you
Yeah,
go.
of course.
Anyway,
Yeah, there you go.
Look, the
Uh,
only reason the
Rampage,
middle finger
AEW.
matters because the inner circle does in AEW. So let's go ahead and talk about AEW. So
yeah.
we already talked about how
Yes.
professional wrestling won. Yes! In the 30
Yeah.
head-to-head. Again, I'm just respecting the fact that one, professional wrestling is once again being enjoyed, acknowledged, embraced, encouraged, and overall felt by the professional wrestling universe, fans and friends and wrestlers, up and coming, veteran galore, you freaking name it. I'm so damn happy to fucking see that. But I like it. Secondly, that's good for AEW because that brings more eyes to the product. Again, this company literally just celebrated its second year of AEW Dynamite, their mainstream showcase. And during that time, oh my God in heaven, what a second
Dude,
year
the
it
roster
was.
is fucking loaded. Can we talk about Rampage? Because that may be, if we count the buy-in too, because from top to bottom, that may have been the best TV card that they've put on all year.
So James, I want to start with
Their
you.
entire time, in fact.
I want
serious.
to start with you basically with this while we're talking all things All Elite now. We had our first AEW Rampage buy-in. The main reason they did this, I felt, was for two reasons. One, they know that they were not showing the original product, the Dynamite show, on Wednesday. Because again, Tony Khan, he respects sports. I respect that. Two, this was I feel like a maybe proving ground or like a trial to see, okay, how maybe we garner more talent, give them more opportunity, and how do we bring more viewership to the product? This is the first buy-in. I want to get your perspective on this. How often do you think they should do this again? And what was your overall appreciation and experience with the first ever Rampage buy-in?
Well, you know, I gotta
And then
say,
Eric, who's been raising his hand, will be after you.
I gotta say, obviously there was a couple things here. This is obviously a testing ground for them to go 2 hours because obviously they're gonna go on a different time slot. If I'm Rampage, I would probably go from 7 to 9, compete against SmackDown for an hour, test the waters there. I think they could get a pretty decent number still, even with SmackDown on network TV. And number two, I mean, as far as the first hour of the Rampage, like that was fucking amazing. Dude, you had Lee Moriarty and Bobby Fish fucking kill it. You had a pretty decent women's match on that show as well, although I wish it admittedly could have gone a little bit longer.
Agree.
And then the oh my god, Suzuki and Brian. Holy fuck. What a goddamn clinic of a match. This was on the buy-in. The buy-in on YouTube.
For free, uninterrupted.
Yes.
Am I smiling that hard?
Yeah, dude.
I gotta point this out. I gotta point this out. Someone actually was a little angst. Okay, let me finish speaking this before you all say anything. Someone was actually against the idea of having this match be on YouTube because they believe that they deserve to have more viewership just for that
Which
match
is a
alone.
fair thing. Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah,
Fair.
but I countered with, and then they agreed to my opinion on this point, whereas on network stuff or TV stuff, you have ad breaks, you have commercials, and everyone wants to hate the picture-in-picture and whatnot because that's more over than the women's division beyond Britt Baker and Thunder Rosa.
Oh, you had to bring that up.
Yes. And
by the way, it's not even a full picture-in-picture, by the way. Could we talk about how it's like a half picture-in-picture? And then they just go right
exactly.
to
Look
full
at perspective.
So
anyway, continue.
And here's the thing: there's no TV network restrictions, or what little there is nowadays, since Blood and Guts has proven that they don't care.
Yeah, right.
So the only standard they have is that you can't smoke on there. That's the only standard they have.
They got really angry. They get angry.
I can respect that because again, health has to be a number one priority.
Yeah. But you can showcase the amount of gore and blood and violence. That's perfectly all fine.
Freaking open up Daniel's face with a forearm shot.
Now think of this. You're basically being told, but this is what I said. That's my ultimate counterpoint to the whole it does deserve to be on TV to be viewed by as many people as possible. On YouTube, you don't have the restraints of a TV show, and you get the full, uncut, unedited version in its rawest, purest form.
I've already watched it 6 times. I can't get enough of that buy-in.
That match was literally.
God.
It was
God.
Dude. You never thought you'd see that match again at the height of their careers, which.
Actually, I thought it was going to happen. I thought it was going to happen next year if Brian.
No, they put it on right away.
G1 or something.
They put it on, dude. And I'm telling you, the reason here's the thing too, and think about this. Think bigger picture here in Forbidden Door. This was a setup. This is a setup for a future Zack Sabre Jr. match.
We all know that's coming, and we all
know
it's coming.
Yes,
because he's Suzuki Goon.
Oh no,
yes,
he's Suzuki Goon,
and plus he's from England, and plus Tony Constant. They were going to do an England show next year.
Oh, and you gotta remember that. And you gotta remember this. Brian said, I don't know if this was Will Ospreay or Zack Sabre Jr., but he said, "I'll only wrestle them in England."
There you go. It's at least one of the two. That's
Punk and Ospreay, Sabre Jr., and Bryan Danielson.
Sign me up.
Yeah.
Sign me up.
Oh, I got it. They're there for 2 weeks. The first main event is Brian Punk versus Ospreay and Zack Sabre Jr. in a tag team match. The next week, they do singles matches for their main events of Dynamite.
You're gonna break James with excitement. You're gonna break James with excitement.
Do the team.
You're gonna break James. You're gonna break James with excitement.
Okay. I know how to ruin this. I know how to ruin the excitement.
Oh, fuck off.
Ever. So, I'm here to ruin your high for another thing. Guess what just got announced? Guess what just got announced?
What got announced? What got announced?
WWE continues to prove that they're becoming WCW because Chucky's coming to Halloween Havoc.
No.
USA Network announced on Twitter during this cast you're doing.
Oh my
No,
God, they're gonna
no.
do a Rick Steiner. They're gonna do a Rick Steiner angle all over
They're gonna
again.
do it, Rick.
Oh my
Oh,
The
no.
sequel you never asked for.
Oh no.
The sequel
my
no one
God.
asked for.
Dude,
So
here's
it's-
the
so-
thing.
So
And
when
they're
Rex
gonna do
takes the title
something
from
that's-
Ciampa, Chucky's gonna come out.
Oh my God,
no.
yes, he is.
Oh,
And here's the
no.
thing. Here's the thing. It's gonna happen. Remember the zombie incident. Remember. It's gonna happen.
I remember, James. I remember.
I would like to say for the record, the last time we saw Chucky in the wrestling world was WCW 98 with Scott Steiner.
Dude, that was the most
Exactly.
wild. Bro, I went from the most wildest form of
no.
emotions. Seriously, I don't think I've been in one instance. I was super duper excited like a little kid to absolute PTSD levels of horror.
I have succeeded in my
That's
evilness.
Eric for you.
Yeah.
That's Eric for you.
Eric,
Yeah.
you're fucking chaotic neutral. You know that?
Yes.
Holy fuck.
If we had, listen, dude, if we had been used to it,
glad to
for
hear off.
you.
Glad to hear off.
have to be
hear
taking a
off,
piss.
Noah.
Seriously, they must have just watched the New Legacy Inc. deathmatch tournament. It's like, they saw Chucky. He's like, yeah, he's
Glad
fine.
to hear off.
Oh, there's a reason. There's a reason why they're bringing Chucky on board for NXT.
What? Oh, for fuck! It's NXT.
Yeah. What?
I said Halloween Havoc.
oh,
That should have been obvious.
Not my NXT. Not my NXT.
Shame, not my NXT.
Oh my
Get the
God,
fuck
in
out.
heaven. Are you
What
fucking?
the fuck
Are you
is
fucking
Rainbow
kidding me?
South?
Rainbow
Bullshit.
Skittles fucking puked having ass.
Oh my God.
Fucking
in heaven.
logo looking like it's coming out of Nickelodeon, dumbass.
Actually, I just found out. I found this out. This is actually his third wrestling appearance. His second one was a WWE themed commercial on October 11th
Oh yeah, I remember
I don't
that.
count-
Yeah, I
I
to
forgot.
don't
you
promote
did
the
that.
series that's going to air on USA.
Oh
I
my
don't count-
Lord.
I don't count
Oh,
Wow.
that. This is,
Well, okay.
it kind of be like that.
dun, 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 dun,
No,
dun, dun.
I don't know what to say right now. Besides, what the fuck? Wow.
Well, let's see. Halloween Havoc's ruined for everybody, I bet.
Well, I mean, I didn't.
Dude,
come
I
out
wasn't gonna
Halloween
watch
together, so-
regardless, but fuck me, has NXT
Yep.
fallen off a cliff?
I was
Jesus.
planning to watch
Christ.
too, but holy fucking shit.
Dude,
My
it fell off.
What a
NXT
clusterfuck.
fell legitimately before we continue with the rest of Rampage. NXT legitimately
my
just
God.
fell off a cliff and then rolled down the cliff and hit a bunch of rocks on their way down. Somehow survived, and it's now left with ADHD mixture of brain damage, and that's why we got the logo we got. And
Wait,
now
wait,
it's
wait,
just
wait,
this.
wait. You forgot one more thing. You forgot they also need to find a way to limply jump the shark.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Don't give them ideas. They're gonna do a jump the shark angle. You watch.
They're gonna do
Oh,
it.
they already. Oh, speaking of
Oh
NXT,
man.
They're already
There we go.
doing it. They're teasing it with somebody that Ciampa, I think, or something like that.
Oh fuck.
Oh god.
All
There's
right.
a shark in NXT. Oh my god. Anyway,
Oh,
go.
no.
They'll do it.
What?
They'll do it.
What, Eric? What, Eric?
Before
Right,
I
Eric.
change topics, does Eric have one last thing to say?
So this is a weird thing that happened during the whole index moment with the honeymoon they're doing.
Oh, you mean besides?
Oh, what the?
Okay, James, this is the thing that was weird. So I don't know if they referenced it on the show, but I think they did a deliberate shot towards their own workers in NXT and the old system, because they made a joke. Apparently, I'm not sure, I haven't saw the show, but apparently the joke was that there are, quote, no little indie wrestlers on in the future.
Oh, you mean so Gargano's going then? Is what
They
I'm
made
hearing
this joke
out
a
of that.
while back. I don't know if this is a joke on the actual show, but they seem like I read this on Fightful, but apparently there was a
What?
joke or something where it says no little indie wrestlers are in the future.
Okay.
And I was like, I see.
Alright.
So Tommaso Ciampa, you're top reigning NXT champion. How do you
Bro,
feel about the fact that-
WWE's fucking humor is equivalent to fucking getting AIDS from a prostitute. Okay.
harsh? Harsh.
Damn. Hey, that was sick.
Am I wrong?
Yeah.
Honestly,
The
you might not
fucking
be.
rough example, but it's true. It's the roughest I can think of.
Hey, you're not wrong, bro. You are not wrong.
No, you're not wrong at all, man.
That's a horrible visual, though. Jesus.
It was horrible.
Yeah,
but-
just like the WWE. Back to AEW. Yeah.
Let's go back
Okay,
to-
so
Yo,
Eric,
go
Thank you
back.
for break-
Also, two things.
Go for it.
Oh, no.
we have the
Bret
good
Hart
part.
decided-
Eric is all out. Then we go to
No.
AEW. Go ahead, Eric.
Oh no, the second part is AEW related.
Oh, good.
Oh, good.
Okay.
The
Oh,
first
thank
part
God.
is that Bret Hart decides to recalls drawing wrestlers having multiple relations in the locker room blackboard. Bret Hart said this. He recalls drawing them.
Wait, hold on. Wait. There's relationships in the locker room, so like he drew
But
them.
no. He says Bret Hart recalls drawing wrestler. I would say it, but let's just say this. It's more like the olden days where there were multiple women and men.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
He drew this stuff apparently on the blackboard of his fellow wrestlers in compromising scenarios.
Oh.
Bret Hart, everyone.
Wait. So you're telling me he ratted?
He drew on the
cheaters
blackboard wrestlers doing very disturbing scenarios that looks like they're in the olden days of medieval times.
out? Wow.
All right.
Bret the Hitman
I think
Hart.
Brett.
Okay.
I think Brett's just a little bit fucked. Just a little bit.
I mean, when you work for Vince McMahon, as long as he has, I can see
Yeah.
why.
And all right, what's the AEW news?
Okay, Brian Cage revealed something.
Ooh.
What would have happened had he re-signed with Impact and not joined AEW? And this
Go
guy
ahead.
shows how intrigued by the AEW prospect he was at the time. I don't know if he still is now. There's a mixed signals I'm getting from him these days.
Yeah.
But he admitted
Mainly no, from his wife. We know he's fine
Yeah.
with his spot in AEW.
All right, calm down.
Yeah, but-
go ahead, Eric.
Brian Cage admits that throwing away the Impact contract, had he stayed, he would have been the one to dethrone Tessa Blanchard.
That wouldn't surprise me. They're friends. That
No.
wouldn't surprise me one bit. That wouldn't surprise me one bit.
fair.
But
That
the
wouldn't
fact that
surprise
he
me.
gave up being world champion in Impact to go to AEW kind of says something, I think.
He probably should have stayed because he probably would have showed up on Impact anyway, to be honest.
Well,
I mean,
again, we got to thank Kenny Omega for that, by the way. Happy recent birthday, of course, to by God, Kenny Omega. Because again,
Oh, it's
Kenny
his
Omega-
birthday.
No, it was a couple of days ago. It was Kenny Omega's idea to do the Impact thing in the first place.
Yep.
Oh, good for him. So it's
he
his birthday.
pitched it to
It was
Tony
his birthday
Khan.
on Saturday.
Well, yeah, and of course Tony Khan recently celebrated the
Oh,
birthday
so-
too.
And he celebrated with the beatdown. Happy birthday to you, Mudhole Stomp. Happy birthday to you, Mudhole Stomp.
Miles.
no.
Vince Omega needed. Beat the crap out of this.
Oh, another AEW thing got mentioned.
Yay! I like AEW.
I like this news. I like these
So,
news.
Guess what apparently AEW did for four of their top young talent?
Go
What
ahead.
they do?
They decide to reference all Japan Pro Wrestling, if I got the right promotion name right.
Yes.
Yeah, you
The Four Pillars of Heaven, where All Japan had Giant Baba build the promotion around four people.
Bueller, I know who they are. MJF, Darby, Jungle Boy, and who's the other? Simi Guevara. Yeah, there you
Yeah,
go. Thank you.
They have been AEW has declared them the four pillars of AEW. And Darby said, us four are very hungry.
Yeah, you can
That's true.
tell. You can tell all four of them are. Sammy Guevara right now, he's still a guy that wants to take on the world. MJF, he's ready to piss anybody off and have any match. Darby Allin, again, he said he is AEW for life until death. And Jungle Boy.
I'm telling you, all out next year, that's going to be a four-way for the TNT title. I'm telling you, there's no way they're not doing that next year. If they're already building it like this subtly on social media, that's happening.
Also, to help you relieve the tension of WWE, here's another humiliating moment for WWE and a win for AEW.
Oh, so they get shit on. Okay, I'm fine with it.
Okay. Remember that big venue that AEW is gonna have, and WWE then wanted to preemptively strike with Roman Reigns after the whole announcement? And
the UBS Arena.
Yeah.
In Long Island.
There's been an update.
Go ahead.
Oh, okay.
Slash the ticket prices.
All right, because people are cheapskates.
Yeah, WWE slashed the ticket prices. WWE slashed the ticket prices for the upcoming November 29th show at that arena, just so they could say, "We did it."
Well, this podcast,
we sold out, even though we had to slice half.
Eric, I thank you for once again taking over the podcast and bringing in your form of chaos.
Also, mentally breaking James.
And yes, you broke James big time.
That's not easy to do.
All right, let me try and bring us back down to the reality.
Okay, you can have control again now.
Yeah, and then you can interrupt again if James brings up some of that piques you. So James, you were talking about so far maybe moving the time slot, and you expect AEW to maybe turn Rampage to a 2-hour platform. Now, let me ask you this.
Right, yeah, but
as far as the 2 hours go, do you feel like they should still stick with the hybrid? YouTube, then TV, or go straight to TV, live or non-live? Because again,
go straight to TV.
Rampage is not live every week. Keep that in mind.
Yeah, go straight to TV every week. Make the first 30 minutes free, like you do with Dynamite anyway. I mean, that's the same format they do with Dynamite.
And to a degree.
And then, open it up with the banger or whatever. Like, start it off at 7 o'clock, end at 9 o'clock. It's perfect. It's perfect wrestling time, especially on a Friday night. I feel like you're going to get better viewership if you do it that way. I mean, I'd even argued that they should have freaking put Rampage at the 7 o'clock hour instead of the 10 o'clock hour.
Well, it definitely would have helped me because it made, hey, I got my wrestling.
I think TV deals are the reason. You got to remember, network politics are a big problem.
That's
the biggest problem in television in general.
Like I said, if they were able to get to enough, there are two factors here. Dynamite and Rampage, had they been able to not have other network dealing issues, we wouldn't have a need for a Wednesday night war because they wanted to be on Tuesday night, but they were like, TNT said, oh, no, we have too many shows on there. And I'm pretty sure Rampage is in the same situation, so they were given the dead hour time.
Yes, you mean the NBA for a long time was supporting the fucking Chinese government for suppressing their people.
Yeah, good smart move. Yeah, smart move, NBA. Smart move.
Really brilliant. Bringing politics into this, but I get it.
Great job.
All right. So Eric and James, I feel have had enough clash of the minds and emotions. Let's get some other voices on here. Casey, your thoughts on what James thinks about maybe what Rampage should do. Do you agree with that? Do you have your own suggestion? And how did you feel about this past Rampage?
I felt about this past Rampage is I thought it was all right and I thought it was good. But that buy-in, though, Minoru Suzuki and Bryan Danielson happening for the first time, second time many years later.
17 years later.
Because 17 years later. That's right. And first time they wrestled was 2004. And my God, 17 years later, they killed it yet again. And Bryan Danielson's chest, I mean, he literally got beaten the shit out of by Minoru Suzuki in that match. And exactly, as expected. And Minoru Suzuki, if you're going to face Minoru Suzuki, you better bring your best A game with you because, Minoru Suzuki has them eyes that he's ready to kill you when he wrestles you. I mean, he is so very intense. I mean, he could be the nicest guy in the world in real life, but once he gets in that ring, he's like a different type of person. He's a straight killer in that ring. He is a killer in that ring. And Brian Danielson, I mean,
Brian Danielson's the American Dragon, by the way. This is not
That's right.
Daniel Bryan. This is Brian Danielson.
that's exactly
Like,
right.
Right, James. I know.
Brian Danielson. And when you get down to it, I mean, that match was a classic on the
This might be the match of the year.
start to
honest.
finish. That's a
This might
match.
honestly be the match of the year candidate.
James,
That's how
Definite
good this is.
James, let's be
Wait
honest.
till
Definite
full
match.
gear, I feel. Wait till
All right,
full gear.
All right.
Yeah, probably.
2 match of the year candidates of mine
All right.
here. The Young Bucks and the Lucha Brothers
That's
and
true.
that steel cage match
I can't argue
for
that.
the AEW World Tag Titles and Minoru Suzuki and Brian Danielson. I mean, those are 2 of my match of the year candidates right there because those are the 2 best matches that ever happened in
Yeah.
AEW right there.
Yes.
And Kenny Omega and Adam Hangman Page for the AEW World Title. That's about to definitely be on that list because those 2 are going to kill it come full gear.
Cowboy shit on full effect.
Y'all indeed. Cowboy shit on in full effect. And the way I'm looking at it is I'm looking at Adam Page to become the new AEW
Please.
World Champion.
I've been saying it
definitely.
since day one.
And-
The story that AEW has become is the story of the Hangman. 2
Yeah.
years in creating, 1 year in the making, because it's full gear to full
That's
gear.
right.
He is the uncrowned champion. And this is the longest term in storytelling I have seen a lot of professional wrestling since Omega and Okada.
That's right.
Oh, no,
And
no, there's
Adam
another story. There's
Page,
another story.
Go ahead.
Sorry.
All right.
go-
Adam
okay.
Page, when you look at it, he is the guy to dethrone Kenny Omega for the AEW World Title.
No better time like the present. I've been saying that in the
Exactly.
any brand wrestling chat too.
Exactly
And
right.
there's no
Aaron,
time
I
like the
agree.
present.
What other
I
story
agree
are
with
you
everything
referring to?
James said earlier.
I got you. What other story are you referring
What
to?
other story are you referring to, Eric?
The
Go ahead,
Golden
Eric.
Lovers.
Ah,
Oh,
that's
right.
yeah.
Golden.
That
Lovers.
might be the
Right,
longest running story.
Right.
Period.
How long it took
10
for
years,
Omega
right?
and Kota Ibushi to come back together as a team, and that place.
I'm like the overall history spans multiple promotions, so I think 10 years.
Give or take. Yeah.
Didn't they end that story in a very, you know what the sad part is? Didn't they end that story in a very sad but true way? Because didn't Kenny Omega betray him to go back to Bullet Club?
No, but
Okay.
Wrestle Kingdom 13 pretty much was the end of that saga where both men lost their matches and their titles separately. It was kind of like
And
the
then
farewell.
Omega
But he
just-
went to AEW and then Ibushi said.
To be fair, we didn't know if AEW would exist. Remember, the Bucks and Omega said we're able to go there, go together, and it was at the last moment Tony Khan's like, "Hey, I'm thinking about starting a wrestling company, and you all should come along." If it wasn't for Tony Khan, who knows what you would see?
I feel like we're going to see that continuation again because remember, Kenny made a Japanese tweet saying that basically implying that he left Kota there in New Japan to keep the empire running and he'll conquer America. Kota's failed, and now Kenny's probably when they eventually cross over.
The funny thing is, Kota ain't gonna fail, and we're gonna get a matchup.
I'm like,
I would
look at
not
Kota
betray
so far.
you.
Look at Kota so far in New Japan so far since the merging of the titles.
Kenny Omega.
He's
just
the
gets
one that
guys
caused it, though.
Right.
He's the one that
Yeah,
made
that's true.
this merge happen in the first place.
That's
No,
true.
I'm talking about the eagle, the butterfly tattoo.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Well, yeah, I did. Yeah, that's another thing. All right. King, you've had the graphic this whole time.
Yeah.
You are a lead. I know you have so much to say because you truly are a guy that's all about all elite wrestling in more ways than one. You got the graphic, and we're not even talking about this week yet. So, again, subtly, your thoughts on last week's Rampage.
Best TV card, hands down. How they structured it was pretty darn good. I mean, you started off with Santana Garrett and Ty Conti, which I
Your
feel like
girl.
the match could have went longer.
Yeah.
The match could have went longer, but it was still a good match nonetheless. With Ty Conti end up winning, and you had Bobby Fish and Lee Moriarty, which basically, if the people haven't had a chance to watch Lee Moriarty, then last week was the opportunity to do it because the guy can go in that ring, especially testing yourself against Bobby Fish. who, in my opinion, is basically a great wrestler in his own right as well. That was a good match as well. And then you had Brian and Minoru Suzuki, which Brian did say. I think he said, I forgot what interview he said that while he was still working for the WWE, he wanted to work with Minoru Suzuki in New Japan Pro Wrestling.
Yep.
But of course, WWE being WWE, they didn't want to let him do it. So.
Actually, Brian gave an update on that. He revealed, there were talks in order for me to show up in New Japan, and talks broke down because AEW already claimed ownership first of we're the American partnership.
Let me explain. Let me explain the logic of how dumb WWE is.
Oh, gee.
Hey, let's offer them to partner exclusively with us. Oh yeah. So let's get rid of 10 partnerships for one exclusive.
Also, you forgot to add, it has a history. Also, James, you forgot. New Japan also could say, didn't the UK wrestling scene and Evolve get destroyed because of your partnership deals?
Not just that, not just Evolve. Look at Progress. Look at
That's why I said UK wrestling scene.
I mean, they're still doing their thing, though. A couple of them are, but I do agree with what you're saying. But before he continues,
look at what happened to WCPW.
Yeah.
That's a big one.
That's
a big one.
They
killed WCPW on purpose because of the videos Adam Blompied and others made on that channel, rightfully calling out the WWE and their horse shit.
Yeah. I remember those days. I used to watch when WCPW became, that was Defiant Wrestling, and Defiant ended too. But I will say this, at least I have some sort of visual relic under the W that gives me that feel of I'm watching professional wrestling product. At least NXT UK is okay.
Well, we'll talk about that in a minute, but first,
continue, King, because we're still on AEW. There's still a lot more to talk about AEW before we talk about that. Now back to what you were saying. Continue, Rampage.
Oh yeah, of course. Did you close on that with Brian and Minoru Suzuki, which basically that's a dream match of its own right. And to think we got this match on YouTube uninterrupted, uncut, with no network restrictions, that was easily one of the best matches of the year. And like James said, a match of the year candidate
among so many others.
By the way, they followed it up with another close match of the year candidate, if not a full-on match of the year candidate. Fucking Seidel and Punk ruled too.
Yes,
I was really impressed
how
far Seidel went with Punk. Wow,
Punk and Seidel, that was a masterpiece right there of a match.
He fucking and I think Eric is going to appreciate what I'm about to say. He's probably already thinking it as I'm fucking about to talk about this.
Oh, here we go.
They had Roman Reigns come out like the biggest fucking dunce by having him say, oh, he lost a step or two. After this match with Seidel, he shut him right the fuck up. Stay in your lane. Stay in your lane there, Saudi kiss ass.
Yeah, stay in your sports entertainment.
Exactly.
Stay in your sports entertainment lane. Stay over there.
You want to know what I thought? Right. You want to know what I thought Punk should have done after he won the match?
Should have done the fucking. I thought he should have just done this to the camera.
Oh no, that's too on the nose. But he should have done a sequel to his okay, pal, where it says lost a step. Sure.
Yeah, just like I lost a step. Okay, here's a pick.
No, he'll just like hobble on one foot.
Oh my gosh! And then he called out Roman Reigns used to be, and I was like, oh my god.
I preferred Liaki.
What, and there's your burn of the night.
Also, you gotta realize this. Who's talking about more than the other? Roman's talked about Punk even before he came back.
Yeah,
exactly.
You know,
you want to know what Punk also did? You want to know what Punk shocked the world with?
Size coming back.
What?
7 years. What?
Oh, he decided to say this. I have a lot of fun memories in WWE ECW.
Oh yeah.
He told the brand they didn't micromanage because they gave up halfway through. Fuck.
Yep.
Oh fuck.
Yep.
I was a former ECW champion.
Yep, I remember that.
He said that.
Oh my god. Real quick before, keep going, Eric, with the rest of the card because we haven't
Actually, it
even
was
gotten
King
to
who
the TV
still had
card.
2 matches left.
I'm
but
sorry,
didn't come out.
King. Yeah, that's what
Sorry,
I meant. I
it's
don't
just
know
that
what the
Cat
hell
took
is
over the
going on.
This is what
area.
ATW does. We talk about things wrestling, go into tennis. I
We
love
talking
this.
about-
Continue
we
this,
talking
guys.
about-
I mean, again, I'm just the guy
Yeah,
that
Eric,
tries
you're
to
up.
leverage this. But King,
Yeah, go ahead.
finish your Rampage retort, and then we'll move into Dynamite and talk about this week.
Let's see, Ruby Soho and the Bunny. That was also a very good one. And then, like,
You shut
What
it.
That was
okay,
really
what I thought
surprising,
about-
actually. Can we talk about that? For those who are saying the bunny hasn't improved, I don't know what the fuck you're watching.
What the
'Cause
fuck you talking about?
She looked good here. Like she was
16,
really good in that
fuck
ring.
that big hater. 16 damn years Ali's been going at this shit, all right? Been through Shimmer, Shine, Japan, Smash, Impact. Ruby Soho and her have clashed in Shimmer over tag team championships. I knew damn well these two could bring us a good match, and I hope it happens again. When you actually give them the time, it actually works out. Again, Ali's been in that little spot, though, again, the subgrade of the women's division showcase, and that AEW still has to flaw with, but at least with Rampage, they're freaking trying. Anyway, continue, King. Sorry about that.
Good, good. And
God.
then
I'm
you
glad
had
I'm not
the-
saying what I want to say to Noah because he'll get mad.
What?
Oh, what? He's
Uh-oh.
going,
No,
he's
yeah,
going
let's-
down the
let's
rabbit hole.
play Eric. Let's. Oh,
David.
No, everyone shut up. Eric, what?
You want to know when you want to know who I realized what Ali could be capable of? You want to know when I realized what she could be capable of?
Oh man.
When she got killed off on Impact out of nowhere.
She
That's
went
when I
down the rabbit
realized
hole.
she's actually pretty good.
Are you saying that she went down the rabbit hole again?
No.
I know.
Dude.
I know. Noah does.
This is a family channel.
This host is fucking cutting you both off this screen. I swear to God.
Sorry.
Y'all, look.
I'm sorry.
Hey, I didn't make the joke. I was talking about when she was killed off on Impact with Rosemary.
We had to put it on air at least once. It had to
I
happen.
don't
Now we
watch
can end it.
movies. I can admit that was an emotional cinematic moment for me, and I did fucking loved it. Thought it was brilliant. Showcased the creative side and the actorial side of Ali. Heck, she could be in a horror movie. Put her in Killer Cat again in a horror movie.
Oh yeah.
But,
No
and
cap,
the
I'd
fact
watch
you
that.
didn't realize the potential before that. So living
Well, I
under a
wasn't
damn
much of
rock-
an Impact watcher at that
Anyway.
time.
Okay,
King,
then you have
King,
no
back to
I
you.
have no, I have no reason
back-
to be mad at you. I have no reason.
Sorry about that.
You good?
Also- Continue, King. I'm sorry. We're sorry.
You good? You good? Okay. Before Friday night, who was interested in this American Top Team and Inner Circle feud before last night?
I have been interested.
Not last,
because
Friday
I knew
night,
what
sorry.
the hell we were getting. I've been interested because I knew what we were getting.
Like it was like I was sort of slowly getting that way, but I guess somehow that Miami crowd and the way how they brought the genuine heel heat and everything
God,
made me
it was
realize it was like,
brutal.
wow.
Lambert went to another level of
Yeah.
anger in his portray.
Dude, it was
Towards his
Vicky
hometown.
Guerrero.
Yes, he
it was Vicky
did.
Guerrero prime level heat, dude.
Yeah,
I gotta admit, even Cindy, who's been mixed feelings about this whole American Top Team thing, because we all remembered Impact Wrestling. The way they're doing it in AEW, that crowd last night.
Keep in mind, American Top Team is also an MLW as well. So it's like there's a lot of ground on that Top Team's covering in
And now
wrestling.
we got
right
another level of it because Proud and Powerful joined the fray because their circles all together taking on all American Top Team.
Dude, first off, never mind that. We got fucking Junior Del Santos wrestling in a wrestling ring.
I gotta admit, he did a pretty damn good job.
He was impressive.
I was surprised.
Dude, he was surprised. The only thing he sucks at is the fake punches, but I'm giving him a pass because shit. I mean, if he actually landed one of those or tried to freaking do the regular work punches, dudes would be dead.
You mean like when Brian was
Indeed.
killed
Bro.
for like 3 minutes?
Wait, what?
Remember when Brian was killed for like 3 minutes by Minoru?
Oh God!
Fuck. No,
Yeah.
no,
Oh,
I'm
my
talking.
boy with that shot. Oh my god.
Yes, he
Yeah.
did. Brian
He,
Danielson got
he
sent
sold that
to
perfect.
out.
Yeah, that was so
His
good.
body was
Brian
slightly
Dan-
twitching, but that boy was
Here's the
out.
difference, though. Here's the difference. If he tried to do a legit work punch, Junior Del Santos, they would have had the same reaction, but they wouldn't have sold it. Just fucking knocked out. It'd be like when Loki knocked out that fucking indie guy that one time.
Comparing Brian Danielson versus anybody else, you can't. You just can't.
No, I know that. I'm just saying, like, we're two different levels of sport here. Like, it's like,
Oh yeah.
Junior Dos Santos was a killer in the UFC. Like, he was
Yeah.
a fucking machine.
And I
could
got
tell.
He was a killer in his
they
prime.
acknowledge all that. They tried
He's
to
a-
bring that forward to those that didn't know. I didn't know that.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Junior
and I'm looking
You-
forward
you
to
were
what
saying-
happens next.
Yeah, I
I
agree.
kinda
What were
am
you saying?
too.
What were you saying, Casey? Sorry.
Junior Del Santos used to be a killer in his prime in the UFC. I mean, the
Top
guy
of the
can
card, dude.
guy can absolutely box in his prime.
Yeah.
And he fought and knocked out like many guys. I mean, looking back at it though, I mean, that fight when he fought Cain Velasquez, like in a second fight though, the fight
Mm.
Junior Dos Santos got his jaw like broken. I mean, he got punchy like in the face. I mean,
Yeah.
Cain
I remember that.
Velasquez
I remember
really
that.
took a lot out of Junior Dos Santos, and Stipe Miocic
Yeah.
like absolutely beat Junior twice. When the first fight they gave Junior
I think
that
they were
fight.
both. I think Stipe is an American top team too. Am I wrong? Could be wrong.
I think he more than likely
So,
is.
what'd
though,
you
if
say
I'm
his
not
name was?
mistaken.
the other
Stipe
guy?
Miocic.
Stipe Miocic.
Well, again,
That's a really
basically
hard name to say.
Being the strongest.
Just say it in the
knowledgeable-
micro. Honestly, just say it in the microphone
And-
on Google.
Yeah,
And
some of those names I'm like what?
the-
Casey being the most knowledgeable on mixed martial
and-
arts here.
And Junior Dos Santos, I heard in an interview recently that he wants to do this full time.
Fuck yeah! I saw that,
He
and
wants to do it full
Dude
time.
defended AEW. Did anybody see his tweet? Did anybody see Junior's tweet?
Oh, yeah,
on
Roman.
Yeah, that was
Yes.
awesome. That was awesome. I
That was
fucking loved
fucking
that.
awesome.
That was awesome. He defended. He's like, hey, you want to try to fucking fight my little brothers? I'll fucking drop you where you stand, you fuck. Is essentially what he said.
Yes.
Well, here's the way.
Protest, man.
Here's the way I interpret it. It's easy for a sports entertainer to talk about pro wrestling when they don't got to face pro wrestlers.
Exactly. Oh, by the way, not for nothing, but Lance Archer would still kill Roman.
All
Reigns
right,
as
I
well.
gotta ask
Oh,
King,
indeed. he
why am
would.
I seeing a clock that says 2 minutes and 48.45 seconds?
That's how long we've
Because
gone
that-
in it.
No, that's how long Piper Niven and Shayna Baszler's match was just now.
Please tell me Shayna won.
I don't know the result, but I
Let me
got it
check.
from
Let me
JD
check
tweet.
because
Oh,
I am the
fuck.
killer
I'm
here.
gonna check too. I'm gonna
No,
check
and-
too.
No,
Oh,
I
really?
will reveal it and I will kill everyone.
Oh, Megan's gonna throw a fit. Megan's gonna throw a fit. Shout out to
Oh,
her.
God.
Just be glad
Megan's
she's
gonna
not here.
flip.
Everyone prepare for disappointment in 3, 2.
2, 1.
Oh.
What is it, Eric?
Let's see.
Survey says.
For some reason, the tweet's not showing up on WWE's Twitter account.
Oh.
They're just teasing Queen Selena.
Okay.
Did they
God.
draw?
No. I found it through Fightful. Piper beat Shayna.
Oh!
Oh dear.
Oh!
Don't invite Megan on board.
Oh, for-
Oh god, Megan's gonna be pissed.
Sis is gonna fucking have a fit.
Oh!
Megan is gonna have a fit.
Gentlemen,
I'm having
gentlemen,
a fit right now.
Gentlemen,
Right, yeah.
synchronize your watches. Mark the time. This is the moment where Megan Chiba is gonna go out and kill somebody,
She's gonna choke somebody to
and
death.
probably fall off Twitter.
Let me check to see if she's
Oh,
on
no
Twitter
doubt
at the
Oh
moment.
no! Oh,
No, never mind. She hasn't been on since 4 hours ago. Sorry.
Oh, no.
If this is any indication, Shayna Baszler plus Ronda Rousey are getting the fuck out of anything to do with WWE. Holy shit.
Oh, same.
Ah!
Hey,
Holy fuck.
Looking at it though, Jasmine Duke and Marina Shafir are already out of WWE.
Yeah, they're out there. Yeah,
And-
The Duke's
they're
doing
out.
the gamer
and-
thing. Shafir's now called the problem, which I find very interesting. She's
What?
been doing good on her independent.
If Ronda Rousey goes to AEW, you best believe Shayna's coming on board, followed by Jasmine Duke and Marina
It's
Shafir.
gonna be Shayna first, then Ronda, because if Shayna goes, Ronda goes. That's what
Yeah,
I'm
because
telling
Shayna was the one that
Jasmine
encouraged
Duke.
Ronda Rousey in the first place.
you. Fuck.
Jasmine
me.
Duke is coming. Jasmine Duke is coming aboard after Shayna because Jasmine Duke, Marina Shafir, and Ronda are all tight, like
Dude.
4 horsewoman
Guys,
MMA.
Before anyone else
guys.
says
Go ahead, hold on,
order in the
hold on.
chat.
What's up,
Order in
what's
the
up?
chat. Before anyone else says
What's up,
anything
Eric?
else, I gotta say, all right, I gotta say this. Megan, you have friends. Everything is fine. We have your back. Do not do
Yeah.
anything destructive to yourself.
I'll choke people out with you, Megan, if you want.
Guys, would this be about time to know that Noah's actions will be futile because I just found out how Piper won?
Oh God.
Let me guess.
What?
Roll up.
Sort of. More like Shayna had her in her chokehold for like about 46 seconds,
She
and
said
then
that.
then Piper used her weight to put her in a pin, and basically was choked out in a pinfall, and Piper beat her clean.
So it's almost like when William Regal knocked out Big Show with brass knucks, and Big Show bounced off the ropes and fell on top of Regal, nearly suffocating the man, getting the win.
Yes.
Okay. Retcon from SmackDown. Well, people, once again,
By the way, nice ad campaign, not advertising Charlotte on the queen of the fucking ring, and she's not even in the tournament.
Yeah, I was wondering why didn't they do that? When did Charlotte say it's perfect for me? I am wrestling loyalty.
because if anyone watched from Nate Paquette's oral sessions, you would know that Charlotte the person is not as bad as Charlotte being booked.
Yeah,
And
but
now
the Charlotte character, wouldn't she want to be called Queen Charlotte officially?
You would think.
She's
But
gone.
that's thinking, and that's a bad
But
thing.
she's already
But
the
now-
queen, the self-professed queen. It's like she doesn't need a crown. So it's like maybe that's the way.
Well, Charlotte did dismiss the queen crown thing by saying, "Oh, anyone who wins, they have to fight me. I'm the
Pretty
real
much.
queen."
Yeah,
so
it's
that
always
basically
been-
means the whole tournament's pointless.
I never want to hear Top Dollar talk about fucking shoe brands again when it comes to AEW. You guys got bigger problems and bigger fish to fry, you fuck.
Wait,
But
exactly
now
right.
hold on.
Christ.
Time out. You're talking W stuff again, not my NXT. What the hell are you talking about Top Dollar for? We already know he can't rap.
I'm well aware. I'm just pointing
Wait,
out.
you
that
haven't
you
heard
thought-
what he was doing?
Yeah, you didn't hear about the fucking.
I
shoe
don't have
brand thing?
notifications. I don't live in the Twitterverse.
That's
have
fair. I don't usually either, but I saw what this dude was tweeting because it showed up in my messenger, and it was him. Idiot
What?
said,
What?
"You know what? We'll just say this real quick because it doesn't tie in with AEW anyway. We'll go right back to Rampage."
Well, we're
This
going to Dynamite
fucking
actually because
moron
Keith said
said-
what Rampage was, and Dos Santos basically we got the profile of Dos Santos by our MMA commentator Casey.
I'll
Flynn.
read
Casey
the
Morrow
tweet
did
out.
that.
I'll read the tweet out. Right, some of y'all favorite wrestlers only wear sneakers on camera to seem cool and hip, but in real life they rock Vans and Asics exclusively. But you're all not ready for that conversation and he has a picture of some fucking guy sipping a mug. Now, I'll talk about how stupid that is in a moment, but he only tweeted this, which makes it all the more reason why he wasn't just talking about shoes.
All
Tweeted
right.
this right after all the good news came out about the Arbor Ash show and Tony Khan tweeted it. He was literally sent by Vince to go on the attack. So there's one. So he can't think for himself. We know that he's not only can't rap, but he's fucking dumb and can't think for himself. That's neither here nor there. Then some fucking idiot, ironically enough from GCW, Alfred, this is nasty on Twitter, said, "I love me some Top Dollar. Keep talking that shit, homeboy." And I replied with a nice little Twitter video that said, "Nice try, dumbass." And I basically just showed CM Punk with his fucking Nike shoes on AEW Dynamite. Yeah, Vans and Asics exclusively. How fuckhead?
You know.
Oh, hey, wait. There's more. There's more than that.
Oh Lord.
There's more. So people replied to this, rightfully fucking so. Truth Slayer, who I know on Twitter for many years, is a YouTube OG, says, some of y'all work for a company that puts undue pressure on women to get plastic surgery. Then when people pointed out, you all get the memo to go on the attack instead of calling out your boss and right-hand man for it. But y'all not ready to have that conversation.
Oh, fucking.
Hey, top dollar, WWE, Vince, get fucked.
Ladies and gentlemen, James Hebert, and go follow that person on Twitter as well. But I will say this.
Fuck yeah.
I will say this.
Not top dollar.
I will say this. As a non-shoe aficionado and no one an all-elite sneakerhead down below me in my feed, Mr. King Anthony himself, as he puts it up, I literally wear Vans pretty much all the time. So whoever talks bad about Vans.
And that's another thing. What's your beef with other shoe brands?
Exactly. Like,
yeah, I mean,
what's the problem?
What's
next?
Chuck Taylor's?
Who gives a shit?
All right, this went way off somewhere else. What the fuck happened? Can we get back to
the We're still talking about wrestling.
We're back in the AEW route.
But how about well, technically, it's not wrestling. It's wrestling apparel being bullied through sports entertainment for some reason. But whatever. I guess people don't have a life. You live in your mom's basement. I don't know. Anyway. Sorry.
Mom's basement. Good podcast.
Sorry, did I say that out loud? Anyway. So back to AEW. Yeah, Rampage. 2-hour buy-in live hybrid. Knocked it out of the ballpark. Love to see it again. And that being said, we also had, and we got another All Elite weekend ahead. We also had Saturday Night Dynamite. I don't know about y'all, but I almost felt like they almost packed too much. I finally am glad they're pushing more in the women's division with 3 sub-tangents now. The continuation of Ford and Soho as Ford and Carol Hogan.
I'm going to be honest with you. I don't think it was needed this week with 3 women's segments. They should have just kept it down to 2 because it really fucked the rest of the show's flow. However, I will say all that doesn't matter because left frogs.
Oh,
they're the new tag team champions.
I was going to
go.
Yep, the FTR now has the NXT tag team titles, the SmackDown tag team titles, the Raw tag team titles, the AEW World tag team titles, and now the AAA tag team titles.
And that leaves left to get is the IWGP Heavyweight and Junior if they really wanted to lose the weight for it. They got the NWA World Tag Team titles.
Oh, did you also label Impact?
MLW World Tag Team titles, and then the Impact World Tag Team titles.
There you go.
You know they gotta do this. You know they gotta do this eventually. You want to know what they should do?
What?
No.
Once they get all the titles in their arsenal, except for one, there should be the ultimate tag team ladder match. The FTR challenging the greatest tag team in all of space and time to determine the supreme ruler of tag team. Myself, Broken Matt, and Brother Nero.
Yes, the Hardy Boys.
That would be cool.
The ultimate opposite to FTR as well.
Yeah, true.
And the fact that FTR are the Lucha Libre Company tag team champions, the exact polar opposite of the AAA tag team championships.
Absolutely love it. The ultimate Rudos, baby. The ultimate Rudos.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. I feared they were going to lose these tasks again, AAA. But again, Lucha Brothers done for 2 years. But I did not expect of all teams, FT freaking R.
This is the whiplash I had when I saw this segment. I saw Andrade come out. And I'm like, I can't wait to see Mystico and Dragon Lee come out. And then these fucking
I'm like,
assholes and frogs come out. And I'm just like, this is fucking stupid. And then I found out it was FTR, and I immediately refrained my sentence and said, oh my God, this is the greatest fucking strategy ever.
And CM Punk was the very first one who legitimately called it.
I fucking loved it. He became Tony Romo. He was like, it's just Dax and Cash. I could tell it's Dax and Cash.
You want to know this funny thing some people pointed out? The way their gear was presented, like the sketches WWE sent them a while back when they were still in WWE.
Oh my God, that's right.
Oh my
So
god.
FTR would say we
I
get
didn't
a
even think
triple
about
threat.
that. Wow.
Yep. The
Yep.
color scheme and the
Color
color scheme
design.
and all. I was like,
Everything.
this is
So
a nice
AEW and so AAA and AEW were like, okay, FTR, you get three things. One, you get to show that even in stupid outfits, you can still go and be serious.
You know that was a
Two.
Conan creative idea all day long. You know it.
Yeah.
Oh,
Two,
yeah.
you
know
get to
it.
become AAA tag team champs. And three, you get to beat the Lucha Bros, who just got a huge streak and also put the middle finger at Vince's face. We
And
win.
they're like,
Mission
Okay.
accomplished, top to bottom. Tony,
I'm so glad.
El Igolo, Conan, Tony, they all pulled it. I still can't believe that happened. Wow.
I loved that MJF also was the one who paid out Andrade.
At least
and
they
said,
explained it. Remember how nowadays you just get in WWE land when you're built in with it, you're like, oh, there's an unexpected alliance. What's the explanation?
It was just
No
a
explanation.
simple backstage segment, and they explained it perfectly.
And again, again, one time only. Something tells me this is not the last time we're going to see Pinnacle and El Igolo in a business arrangement.
Mhm.
Just saying. That being said, I love the newfound aggression with Sheeta and Deeb finally back. Add so much more to the women's roster. I cannot wait to see how they
Yeah.
continue their
Loved
feud
it.
next.
Loved it.
And then we saw Malachi Black and Dante Martin. Now you talk about the 4 pillars of AEW.
Oh,
You know,
yeah.
pillars have generations and history. And we're talking about a second set of 4 pillars. Dante Martin right now.
But
is
I
my
even
very
said it.
first. What?
I even
Dante
said,
Martin, yeah.
Dante Martin will be that second pillar, like the second generation of that pillar, the 4 pillars. I even said it.
Yeah, dude, this guy's fucking tremendous. I mean, I still I can remember so many spots from the match he had with Will Hobbs. That may have been the best big guy, little guy match I've seen in
I
years.
saw that live in Cincinnati. That
Years.
was so damn
It was
good.
so amazing. Dude, Dante Martin is a specimen freak of athleticism, dude.
Oh,
Absolute specimen.
I still
Unreal.
say it to this day. Give me Dante Martin and Ray Phoenix 1-on-1.
Fuck
I
yeah.
still say it to this
King,
day.
I'm not sure which one can fly higher.
That would be I'd give a
You
match
not
a
know
5-star
how much rubber would be needed.
match. I'd give that a 5-star match. Dante Martin and Ray Phoenix. And all I gotta say is if that match happens, take my money now.
There you go.
Motherfuckers
I wanna see
in the crowd are gonna confuse that ring with a trampoline.
Yeah, but pretty much. Pretty much.
Yeah.
We also, of
more
course,
likely.
had great trios action as the Super Click took on the Dark Order in a wild, fun, furious, fast
Dude, this is so good.
Oh,
tag team match.
God.
Again,
So
the
good.
strongest
God.
That was
showcasing
fun.
of tag team wrestling in the entire professional wrestling industry, AEW.
And I've said it. I said this is
Yes.
I've said this is day
Amen
one.
to-
I said
amen to that.
I've said it that AEW has always got the tag team division on lock. They know how to showcase tag team wrestling since day freaking one.
Bro, and by the way, people are saying that if they reveal
Facts.
the trios titles, that it would be too much. But I'm telling you, man, they have so many trios with they legitimately
many.
can do a
They literally
division.
can do it.
So
The record
goddamn
defined
many.
wins and losses in singles, tags, and trios. It was like it was meant to be.
It's gonna be.
It's
And
gotta be
here's the
coming.
thing.
It's gotta be
I
coming.
have a recommendation because this has been a problem because you can't really follow tag team match standard rules when it comes to all the chaos that goes on in these trios matches, especially with the Young Bucks and Cole involved. My recommendation: make it under Lucha rules.
There you go.
Perfect.
There you go.
Like this would be so fun. It would be different. It would be literally just an extension of the tag team division. And by the way, they fucking need it. They need it. I'm telling you. Everybody says they don't need it, but seriously, look at what they're doing with every other division right now. You got a world championship for the actual company, another world championship for the network they're on. Same thing with the women, and same thing with the women. You should do the same thing for the tag team. But instead of having a tag team title, have a trios title. And that way you're covering a lot of bases. There's so much trios in AEW.
And every
look at-
tag team stands out and feels
Yeah.
different and on their own.
Dude, there's so many factions that it's justified. There's so many trios it's justified. Do it up.
I
What do you got to
agree.
lose?
Again, we gotta wait and see. And also, of course, we had talking more about Bryan Danielson, a rivalry renewed, and Bryan Danielson and Bobby Fish. What you got on your mind?
Before we
Oh,
get to
that-
that, I wanted to say something. Should we talk about the moment spot between the Dark Order and the Elite?
The
Oh, God.
greatest thing ever. That was so good.
Even King has to laugh
Spot
at
on
that.
the night.
That was hilarious,
Yes,
King. You know it.
God,
That was
yes.
hilarious.
It was.
God,
It was.
yes.
It's the
It really
it's
was
the
funny.
fucking
It really
perfect
was.
acting. It's the acting
Yeah.
of Adam Cole. Because
Yes.
like when it's the Young Bucks doing the stupid run thing, they get pulled out from the
They got
ring
pulled
by Silver
And
and
Cole had
Reynolds.
no idea.
always
He
days.
had his eyes
They're
closed, and as
always
soon as
days.
he felt it, he's like, "Yeah, shit."
Yeah, no,
Well,
it's
but
like
you like,
it was the moment. It was literally the moment where he feels the beard. There's like a split second hesitation where he's smiling, and it just goes, "Oh fuck! Oh fuck!"
But there's something else I want to point out. There's something else about this moment that makes it a little bit different.
What?
Yeah,
what?
What day was that match? Just to clarify for something.
It wasn't
was-
Saturday on
Saturday the 16th.
Guess
Saturday
what someone
16th.
wrote on the 11th on Twitter?
What?
What?
Some user said this: need a spot with Elite versus Dark Order where Cole is setting up the kiss spot, but right as the Bucks starts running to the ropes, they get dunked by Silver and Reynolds, and you know where I'm going with this. And they tagged Silver and Reynolds. What
and
happened
they
several days
literally
later?
Did that?
Did the spot.
I have
He foreshadowed.
You foreshadowed
Perfect
the Saturday.
foreshadowing.
Hey,
right
no,
there.
no.
I'm convinced.
Sees, hears,
That
and
one-
listens to its fans.
Yeah, I'm serious, Eric. You just said that. I'm seriously wondering if now AEW also listens to me, because if they listen to that guy, whoever that guy is,
Let's
Fuck.
see. How many users? Okay, this guy has been around since 2010. He's 437 followers, so there's a chance they're listening to you. So
yeah, no
Jerry-
shit. I got some sizable fame. I mean, fuck, I got 4,000 subs on YouTube. That's
All right,
something.
all right.
I
But
think
anyway,
they might be listening to me.
that may be.
Oh, I can tell you one thing. They definitely sometimes listen to me because you want to know why?
Because
Go
you
ahead.
literally got a press pass.
No, well, I was given an offer, but I'm nowhere near any of those arenas. But I'm allowed to get to fully high quality and beyond 4K photos of the AEW matches and shows.
Nice.
You're not sharing.
Or
I shared
That's-
them. I shared a few of them. I shared the Kenny Omega Brian Danielson one where Brian
fair.
is literally looking down and Kenny's legs are in the shot.
There you go. And then we know
That's
that
fair.
again. Let's see what else happened. Him and that page.
Oh, I've also been in several meetings. I also been in I only got to be in this once because I had work that day.
Yeah.
But I managed to be in the media call with Cody Rhodes before an event.
Nice.
I did get a chance to talk,
Awesome.
but I was there to hear it.
That's awesome.
That's pretty cool to
awesome.
hear actually live from
Awesome.
event versus live from outside. I will say this: these media calls in AEW and these scrums, I constantly watch.
I do too, because you never know. Like there's something they're teasing all the time in those, all the time.
We also
And then,
have. Let's
you
see
were talking
here,
about
trying
Hangman.
to finish up what Dynamite had. There was so much
Hangman's promo. Let's talk about it.
The
because that was
gospel
best promo he's
of
ever
cowboy
fucking
shit.
cut.
Casey, you're a preacher, but I think Heyman and Page just brought a run for your money. Wow.
Adam Hangman Page, when you get down to it, that was a lit promo by him. Everything
Mhm.
he said was just very genuine and straight from the heart. One
Yeah.
thing that I liked
Mm.
about this promo by Adam Page was he didn't write this shit for his
Yeah.
own promo. He didn't write
Yeah.
this. He
Yeah, you
said
can
it
tell.
all. He said it all from up here. From up
Dude,
here. Because
it's like he's been the character, like he was living through the events of AEW and he
It-
just spitballed like it
it-
was actually him. That was so
it-
amazingly done.
And
So
think
good.
about this. And think about this. Here's a guy that went from being a high school teacher to one of the hottest acts in AEW. And the guy is no idiot whatsoever. I mean, he literally has a degree in teaching and all this.
Which
and,
means he's really good at public speaking.
The guy
Exactly.
the guy is very smart. I mean, he did not need a script or any of that bullshit like you see with the WWE and all. I mean,
Yeah, right.
Adam Page, I mean, he delivered that perfectly. And I mean, Adam Page, he literally set that mic on fire and he said what was on the top of his mind, and he had that held inside of him, and he just let it all out and said what he thinks, and he spoke his mind, and then I give a shit. That's what I liked about that promo.
Again, it literally was the story of him and Adam Page in a single promo, not promising necessarily a decision, but he promises to give you absolutely everything that you believe he has in him, that he now realizes he has in him too.
Right.
That's cowboy shit.
Adam Page, good promo, sir. Because we got the same things in common. We're both brutally honest, and we both love to drink beer.
Oh
Yes.
Lord!
By the way, I must put this out. You said he was a former high school teacher, right? And he became a success.
Yes.
Don't
Yes.
tell Matt Stryker. Might be a little bit jelly.
I'm not gonna
I
argue
am
that.
Matt Stryker, and I am your teacher.
I remember that. Eric, you have a thought?
You stupid bastard.
There is something I want to say about the promo, about that promo, that makes me say, this is exactly what they tried to do, but couldn't do it right because they didn't get it, and they were really bad at it. Okay, so when Roman Reigns was feuding with Bray Wyatt, and pretty much the only good feud that Roman Reigns had at the time, that made me actually care a little bit.
Yeah.
Remember when Roman Reigns cut a promo expositioning the entire storyline he's been doing
Right, I remember that.
last week?
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah. That's what Hangman did, but here's the thing. Roman has a script. Hangman was able to recap 2 years with passion, whereas Roman was for like, say this line or we'll shoot you.
Yeah, literally, it was like every line represented the feel of emotion we had and he had at the time. And then it just intensified with an all-out, empowered, truly confident in himself, him and Adam Page closing the line, cowboy shit. It just was like a growth of progress in the promo, literally giving us like almost like a one-on-one. We were sitting down in front of him. He was giving us literally every one of his emotions during every aspect of his AEW run.
Yeah, that's the thing. Whereas Roman was recapping what happened last week because he thinks everyone's an idiot for some reason. And I like to point out, he wasn't allowed to be emotion. And like if Roman Reigns was being the Roman Reigns we have now back then, I'm sure it would have been different. But it also still would have been, you're recapping what we literally saw last week. You're not really telling a complete coherent story in your promo. You're just,
and to be fair, that company shows you the video recap 3 times during the show. So it's like, why do you need to speak it?
Yeah,
right.
And then when fans were pointing out this hatred of it, he goes in and says, this is real life. And I was like, I get what you're trying to say, Roman, but at the same time,
it's not.
You don't really have
don't feel real.
That I was
Hangman actually made me feel. By the way, Matt Stryker also probably felt, and he was like looking at the WWE, like John Cena looked at him and said to them, "You stupid bastard."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Here's I think there's one major component that I think was the thing about this regarding the Roman promo and the Hangman promo.
What?
Yeah.
Man, I had it for a second, then I lost it.
There's one difference. There's one difference. Go ahead. Hold on. Mind work. Mind work. Jedi mind trick. Mind work of Eric. Please bring it back. Bring it back, please. Does it work yet? Is my Jedi mind trick working yet?
I had it on my head, and then you started talking.
God damn it, James!
Sorry.
All right. Well, maybe we can jog his memory while I just close the rest of the
Yeah,
Dynamite
you
out
can
here.
continue speaking, then I'll try to remember.
As Brian Danielson nearly broke Bobby.
I got it. I got it.
Oh, you got it. Go.
All right, you got it.
Okay. The difference between Hangman and Roman are the stakes. Think about it. Hangman went from being this rising prospect, then he went on a downward spiral, depression, trust issues, alcoholism. Then he found friends, but he was afraid to let people back in. Roman's story with Bray Wyatt, here's the difference. It was having stakes. He wanted to protect his daughter, and then WWE was like, that's too interesting and too threatening. We can't scare our astute kids. So cut that out, cut that stuff out, and therefore you got rid of what was the emotional core of the story.
You know what?
Now it was just like, I'm going to beat you up.
era.
There you go. Eric
It
summed it up
reminds
perfectly.
me.
There you go.
Hangman Page reminds me of a tale, literally the tale, his entire story of Johnny Cash. That's what it reminds me of. The way they're building this, but it's in a wrestling context.
It's in a wrestling context. As somebody who is a lifelong Johnny Cash fan, which is the Johnny Cash Museum, saw his story, his work, the emotion, the influence firsthand. What an amazing event and venue that was too. And literally the end of his experience is literally the very chair he sat in, where he literally composed, sung, and played that last song, Hurt. Yeah, I get exactly what you're saying.
Yeah, that's what that like. It's incredible. Like, it's kind of like that sped up, but instead of Johnny Cash, it's Hangman Page. And it's a lot more lighthearted because, but it's still the same story.
Exactly. And again, this story.
I wouldn't be surprised, by the way, if they use Hurt by Johnny Cash to tell the fucking story between Omega and Page.
They need to do that.
Awesome.
They need to do that for a video.
That would be
they need to
great.
do that for a video.
Yes, it
So
would
done.
be
They need
great.
to do that. But again, you have to pay for rights. And honestly, I would think Johnny Cash is more expensive than Europe because Johnny Cash is a fucking country legend.
That is true.
Yeah, Europe.
But
Yeah,
That's
Europe.
true.
At the same time, WWE bought the rights for a time with The Undertaker.
That
Oh
is
yeah,
true.
ain't no grave.
No, that
Ain't
is
no
The
grave.
Undertaker. So, but that is
And,
The
and,
Undertaker.
and that's the thing. They tried to use it for an entrance theme, so this might be a little bit different if they use it for one time. And then
Plus,
use
it was
for
The Undertaker, so
replays.
they could probably say, well, it's The Undertaker, therefore he has special rights in terms of he's a legend, and people would say he's the Johnny Cash of wrestling, I would say.
You never know.
Yeah, it's hard to argue that, though, to a degree when you think about it. But I digress. Anyway, again, Dynamite packed a lot. I wish the Bobby Fish and the Bryan Danielson match went a little further. Damn, that ankle lock, though. The heel hook.
That was a great finish. The finish
Yes,
was
it
awesome.
was.
Finish
The
was
finish was
This
awesome.
was good. Good.
It felt like the match was
Very
picking
great.
up finally, and then
Very
they had to
good.
cut because, they had to end because of TV time. Again, the restraints, like we talked about, the difference between Minoru Suzuki and Bryan Danielson. I'm still going to go back and rewatch that fucking match. That being said,
I gotta.
what's
Yeah,
up,
go
dude?
ahead.
No, what's up?
I was just gonna say, before we end the Dynamite discussion, one thing they missed the mark on, I felt like this week. I think we all agree. That tournament bracket.
That was the last thing I was going to talk about. Oh, how can I be so stupid? Because again, this is one of the most promising prospective women matches I could see in literally creating a new champion down the line. Anna Jay and Dr. Britt Baker, DMD, getting personal when it comes to their identities in wrestling and their partners' progression in wrestling. And you clearly could see they're teasing Jungle Boy versus Adam Cole again. They're clearly teasing that. But
Yeah.
Anyway, go ahead and talk about the bracket, about the men's eliminator tournament for Full Gear, and then we'll talk about this upcoming week in All Elite Wrestling.
So
because they
my
did reveal
thoughts
it.
are, it's just fucking. I mean, it was not as good as it should have been, man. Like, for example, somebody posted the bracket. I'm gonna go up to it and actually read it verbatim here.
I already got you beat, dude, because I got it by memory. We got 8 men as expected.
Right.
We got previous
I have it.
AEW World Champions. We got great friends. We got veterans of the ring, and we got some promising opening matches. And then you got these matches like, okay. We have Preston versus John Moxley. We have freshly squeezed Orange Cassidy taking on Powerhouse Hobbs. The opening match I am looking forward to the most, the natural Dustin Rhodes versus Bryan Danielson. Again, another match I thought I would never see, considering how far both these men are willing to go when it comes to passion, intensity, and professional wrestling identity. And of course, the last match, that's going to be a hoss fight. is Lance Archer versus Eddie Kingston. And this tournament will begin this Friday on Rampage with Orange Cassidy versus Powerhouse Hobbs and continue into Saturday with Lance Archer versus Eddie Kingston. And I got to imagine this is the main event. Bryan Danielson versus Dustin Rhodes. That is your 8-man eliminator tournament for AEW Full Gear to determine the next challenge of the AEW World Heavyweight Championship after Full Gear. James, now your thoughts.
I gotta tell you, it's a weak bracket because it's so short and so they say. And here's the thing: for those who are going to tell me, well, they had time constraints. Did they though? They have 4 shows and they have a Forbidden Door revolver. You know, they have a way to do this. So I'm just going to read the bracket I came up with because it literally took me less than 20 minutes. Ready? Let me tell me if this bracket sounds better. Round 1, both on Dynamite. You will have Bryan Danielson and Bobby Fish on the right side of the bracket, Orange Cassidy and Jon Moxley on the left side of the bracket. Just get that match out of the way right off the bat. MJF and Dustin Rhodes on Dark. There's a reason I'm doing it on Dark because you kind of want to give Dark a little bit of a boost. I'm just saying. And then you could also do the whole thing with him and Darby comes back and screws him. Joey Janela and Sonny Kiss on Dark Elevation because that feud's actually been going on a long while. So you kind of want to include them in the tournament. And I feel like Joey should win because that would be a natural opponent for Moxley in the fucking tournament. Malachi Black and Minoru fucking Suzuki on Rampage. Fuck yeah, come on. Josh Alexander and Rich Swann on Impact. Bastard Pac versus Andrade El Idolo on Rampage as well.
Which is
happening, but it should have been in the tournament, in my opinion. And Hiroshi Tanahashi versus Lance Archer on New Japan Strong.
I do like the fact you are incorporating the Forbidden Door because I do remember the women's eliminator tournament before Revolution. It involved the U.S. and Japan side where you had the tournament matches in 2 separate promotions. You're trying to involve more though the other promotions in this too. Again, but you're also trying to involve this in the identity of the other AEW products as well. I think what kind of helps AEW stand out a bit more. None of the 4 products feel the same, and none of them look like they, foreshadow the top product. When you look at Dark, think about it. Dark is about cosmos and perspective. That's the reason why people like Condon King, Red Velvet, The Acclaim, and Big Shy Lee are now mainstream names on AEW and still working those platforms too. AEW Dark Elevation, it's more so I feel like a evolvement.
Yeah, no, hold on. Let me
bring here. I do like the fact Sonny Kiss Janela makes sense because you're right. That has really coincided.
I put MJF and Dustin. I put MJF and Dustin on Dark because you also want to get Dark you want to have some eyeballs on Dark, the new Dark on Universal Studios. That's the only reason why I put it on Dark.
The All Elite Zone.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Well, I mean,
so there you go.
All Elite Zone right now, they already kind of have that.
That's the only reason. Anyway, I'm just gonna run down the quarterfinals quickly too because I did that as well. Bryan Danielson, Dustin Rhodes. We already know that's happening, but I think that would be a quarterfinals match instead. Janela and Moxley, that would be a quarterfinals matchup. Both of them take place on Dynamite. Malachi Black and the Bastard Pac in a rematch from NXT UK tournament, the inaugural one, finally takes place on Rampage. Hiroshi Tanahashi and Josh Alexander on fucking Impact. Sign me the hell up. And that leaves you with 2 semifinal matches, one on Dynamite, one on Rampage. Bryan Danielson, Malachi Black, Jon Moxley, Hiroshi Tanahashi.
Your tournament definitely has more depth to it. I do like that a lot.
And then you still have Moxley and Danielson for the finals at Full Gear, and you did it in such a short window because you have all these shows you could do it on. Done. Simple. I don't know why they didn't do it.
Well, you do that also factor there are
talent exchange projects as he tries to collide.
Go ahead, Eric.
Eric, your thoughts on that bracket? He's got pretty sound strategy.
It is a pretty good bracket, but at the same time, you also got to count there are talent exchange politics involved in this.
And I understand that. However, would it? They also got to understand it really wouldn't hurt Hiroshi Tanahashi to lose to a really pissed off Moxley. They've been building up for a while for him to beat Hiroshi Tanahashi, and you know they're just going to give him his win back anyway on a New Japan show down the line.
Yeah,
That's my thought process. So you could do this subtle thing with Moxley beating Hiroshi, and then have the rematch on a New Japan show and have Moxley and Danielson. Same result.
Yeah, but there's another factor. Hiroshi's the U.S. champion, and New Japan probably doesn't want him.
That's
to
my
lose.
thing. It wouldn't be on the line. But
Yeah, but
you
they
still would
wanna
want to
keep
keep
Hiroshi
the identity of the champion in defeat. That's what I think he's referring to.
And trust me, totally understand that, but there's a different scenario, and I think they'd realize that if he loses in the tournament, it would obviously be because it was a fucking brutal match and Moxley actually won. The whole idea that they've been building up to on all across every brand, right, is that Moxley puts fear in Tanahashi. That's the story they've been telling, right? So have Moxley beat him, then have the rematch at New Japan's Strawn or New Japan's next pay-per-view for the US title, and have Tanahashi conquer his demons.
Tanahashi already, he conquered self-doubt, beating Kota Ibushi at Grand Slam.
That's my point.
I was also thinking we could. I'm like, I know this idea is kind of insane, but AEW would willingly do it because they're kind of insane.
They are.
What if Hiroshi defeats Jon Moxley, fights Bryan at Full Gear, but Moxley becomes more deranged and slowly begins his heel process with Eddie Kingston, and then you get to build up to a heel Moxley. Get back. I'm just a sick guy.
Yeah,
I'm just a sick guy.
Kingston.
And he's the GC Dura heavyweight champion. It almost feels like he's going down that route. I'm just saying.
He lost at the fight and it pissed him off. Makes the promo. I'm waiting for when Moxley should make a promo in AEW or even New Japan where he just says, "I'm just a sick guy." Sequel.
Yeah, exactly.
Just saying. King, what did you think of the bracket? Did you like the bracket? Is it good?
Yeah, let's get Kings and Casey's thoughts on this shared universe bracket. We'll start with the King.
Loved it because when I hear your bracket and I compare that bracket, I would have took that bracket over the bracket that they. But no offense to Tony, love Tony and love everything he's doing.
Yeah, I do too. I do too.
But I you should have got, like we talked about this a few nights ago. You should have got more of the Forbidden Door involved.
Yep.
But also, Eric brought up a good point about the talent exchange, which I understand. We all understand that, but. If you want to make the tournament more like something to fight for, to basically get that number one contendership in the finals, you could have more people at it, than just what we got now. Like 10, he's a good wrestler, but he's just a heavy for the Dark Order. Like we talked about. Hobbs is the same way for Team Taz. Heavy, good wrestler, but a heavy for Team Taz. It's an easy, predictable tournament. You could have made this more unpredictable. You still, like you say, could have got more. You could have got Moxley and Danielson in the finals, but and
the natural thing too is undefeated streaks like Malachi Black. Yeah, they're probably going to be ruined in mine, but that's the beauty of the tournament because even if they lose in the tournament, they still can bounce back from a loss. If anything, if anybody's proven that, it's been AEW. So,
absolutely, you're 100%.
I'm just saying, I don't know why they didn't go with it. I don't know why they got cold feet and just went with a simplistic.
Again, New Japan, they got a lot of stuff going on with G1, New Japan America, Impact Wrestling. They're focusing on their pay-per-view. We talked about the talent exchanges and the politics involved. You would have to get these bookers all together and probably agree on all of this too. And again, there's probably a lot more.
But at the same time, you're only using 3 outside names. You're using Alexander, Rich Swann, and Hiroshi Tanahashi.
But you're also using their products and their airtime too for this as well. So again, that's another thing.
There's also 2 other routes they could have went with. I feel like there's 2 other routes they could have went with.
Go ahead.
One could have been an interesting story where the elite get involved in the tournament to, wipe out the field so they can collect.
You did tweet that. I saw that.
But there is a second
you can do that.
They could have just made this an AEW Impact-based tournament because Impact, wants AEW to feel the sting of them stealing their stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
That's true.
A little bit of revenge.
That would have been cool. And they
still
still would have been able to use New Japan names anyway.
Right.
Have the Bullet Club in there too. No reason you couldn't have put Jay White in that tournament as well. That would have been
Chris
interesting.
Bay. I can see Chris Bay.
And Chris
Bay.
Bay. And both.
Exactly.
Why not both?
Exactly.
Have the elite and Bullet Club continue their feud, which hopefully starts Bound for Glory. Do it in that eliminated tournament.
Again,
They
they said expect surprises.
Great
Bound for
idea.
Glory. Go ahead, Casey. You haven't said anything. Talk about the bracket, James, and your thoughts in this tournament.
All right.
All right.
The way I look at AEW's bracket, though, Tony Khan, I mean, he means well. He really does.
Yes,
but-
absolutely.
In all my honest opinion, they kind of half-assed this bracket. I mean,
what I
they literally half-assed this bracket. Looking at James's bracket, I mean, at least James his bracket is a lot better than AEW's.
It's almost,
right
it's
there.
almost like I run a
Because
wrestling show and did my
the
own tournament
names-
for like 5 years.
Because if AEW, I mean, did a bracket similar to James, I mean, this tournament would have been a lot better. I mean, it would have had some viewership to it, and
interesting
thing-
story.
Depth,
Oh,
exposure. I see what he's saying. Continue, Casey.
exactly
Ocean.
right. It's correct. And if you have a bracket, if they had a bracket like James, I mean, with a lot of planning to it, I mean, it would have been, the tournament would have been definitely watched by some people. And
Yeah, I agree.
that's gonna,
I think it's still
big-
going to be. They're definitely going to
Right.
surprise us. I feel like the whole idea that Tony did here is that the
Suspension.
wrestlers involved.
Stu could be the next breakout.
Powerhouse
Not
Hobbs is
Casper.
probably
Oh, right.
listening to this. Hobbs is probably listening to this. Ten's
right.
probably listening to this. Like, oh, I'm a heavy now, huh? And then they're gonna have like a fucking match of the year somehow on.
Well,
Yo,
again,
I
AEW
can-
you know what I mean?
surprises.
I can.
I'm
That's
gonna
what
give
they
a prime
say.
example. Last year, AEW Full Gear. Personally, my favorite pay-per-view last year was the way it was booked and who was on it. Sleeper match for me that night, John Silver and Orange Cassidy.
Fuck yeah! it was.
Yes.
oh,
Yes, it
God.
My
was.
God,
Yes, it was phenomenal match.
great match.
Yes.
What a
saying.
sleeper match that was.
Just saying.
Yeah,
I'm not
that's what I also
underestimating anybody's performance in this bracket, but I understand where people are coming from when it comes to suspension of disbelief and predictability. Because again, I said it. I feel stronger about the right-hand side than I do the left-hand side. Because at least on the right-hand side, I see Kingston and Archer could go either way, and I'm really looking forward to Justin versus Bryan Danielson.
That's not going to be a wrestling match. That's going to be a fight.
Lance Archer put in all caps.
That
We're fighting! Remember, the last time
gonna
Lance Archer and Kingston were together, he bashed the man in a trash can.
Actually, that's
17 times
not.
over.
Wait,
Right.
you forget.
Right.
They met in New Japan recently.
That's true,
Yeah,
but
in
that hasn't aired
Philly.
yet.
Yeah.
That hasn't aired yet.
That's right.
I know,
That-
but that was already announced weeks back.
Yeah,
Right.
and I am not.
That match
Continue,
with
Casey.
Lance Archer and all that. I mean, that match is going to be a knockdown, drag out brawl.
I
Because
love
it's
it.
going to
Sixer.
remind you like the Wild West. I mean, it's gonna resemble a Wild West scene. I mean, where
You're
it's
gonna,
just
you're gonna
complete-
confuse this match. You're gonna confuse this match with fucking any of Jerry Lawler's matches from back in the Memphis
Oh,
days.
exactly.
She's
Yeah,
running into an old school
it's gonna
wrestling
be
fan
chaos
here,
and
James.
destruction in this match. Chaos and destruction. I mean, these guys are gonna beat the shit out of each other to no one is standing and somebody gets a win here. I mean,
Yeah.
they're gonna legit they are gonna beat the shit out of each other. There is definitely gonna be a winner in this match because somebody is going out in this match. That I
You know
can
what-
guarantee.
The black,
know what I
the
just-
blackout
you know
on the
what-
kitchen sink. That's what's gonna take.
You know what I just realized? I just fucking made a comparison to a match, to a Jerry Lawler match or any of Jerry Lawler's match during a time period where I wasn't even a fucking sperm cell yet.
But you're aware of Jerry Lawler's career.
Those matches.
Yeah. Hi,
Right.
I'm James. I'm a nerd for pro wrestling. Can you tell?
Well, I think that goes to a degree for all of us here. Some more
Pretty
bigger
much, yeah.
nerds than others. think you and I could challenge each other, but this isn't trivia.
Well, you would
Look at
kill me in trivia probably.
No, I probably wouldn't. I'm not a trivia guy. I'm just a wrestling fan. That being said, this also is the second time in AEW history Lance and Kingston will feature one-on-one. In the previous original singles encounter, it was Lance who got the victory, and that match was a banger too. Go and Google it. So again, I'm looking very forward towards the right side of the bracket, but I'm ambitious towards the left because when it comes to Tony Khan, there's a reason why he puts these wrestlers in these type of matches that you normally don't see them in this type of capacity. We might have a sleeper on our hands. I'm just saying we'll have to wait and see. That being said, that's not the only tournament that's happening, isn't it, King, by your graphic? Because this Friday, we also will learn the bracket of the TBS Women's Championship. Now,
please don't put Tokyo Joshi Pro in it. Please don't put Tokyo Joshi Pro in it.
Okay,
please don't put Tokyo Joshi Pro in it. Please. I don't need to see Makihito sing again.
Okay.
First off, brief, King, speak.
All right, if I can load it up. We continue to talk while I load it up. Never mind, I got it.
Okay.
Eric, I want to get your, because me, King, Cindy, we talked about this. I want to hear your ambition about the TBS Championship. What do you think about it, and what do you hope to see come from it?
Well, in order to make this short and sweet, better than the Queen's Crown tournament.
Oh yeah,
most definitely.
The AEW Women's World Eliminator Tournament was like better than this shit that they're doing right now with the Queen's.
And that took place across Japan and America.
Yes.
So,
anyway, by the way, while King's looking for something, there is something I want to say. Junior DeSantos did say recently he wants Cain Velasquez to show up.
Oh shit.
Yeah,
I guess what I was saying.
I agree. Listen. I agree with this. I've been in Cain Velasquez camp since his AAA debut. He was awesome there, and they fucked him in the WWE. They tried to kill his stock. And they didn't know what the hell to do with him. And now he's got a chance to go to another major wrestling promotion and show what he can do.
All right, Eric, what's up, Eric?
Go ahead.
I thought like AEW should totally make this joke saying this. If they bring Cain Velasquez in, they should go ahead and say, wasn't his last match where he showed up to work already with a broken leg? Who the hell would put a man in a match when he's already injured? Because Cain Velasquez was hurt when he showed up in WWE.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh, how I forgot about this. So we're talking about the American Top Team Fan Circle thing. We talk about promos. How did we forget about Chris Jericho and basting Paige
Van Zandt?
Van Zandt.
I'm a champion by attitude and powers.
I'm just waiting for legit Lena Hirsch. To join the Inner Circle and take on Paige in the wrestling ring. I want to see Paige do
The funniest thing about Paige Van Zandt, I'm looking at the promo now because I retweeted this segment.
Oh Lord!
The whole time she doesn't look like she's offended, and she's just smiling.
She's just smiling.
Time.
I wonder if she was doing that in character, or could she not stay like in mean, angry character and just going along with it? You know, I mean,
at the same time, you could say, "Hey, one of the guys I grew up watching in the Attitude Era is channeling his Attitude Era energy."
Exactly, that's what Jericho did.
So we got. Yep. Go ahead.
Oh, go ahead, King.
All right, going back to a different women's perspective. King, you have I think some news or thoughts or something on the women's tournament.
Yep. So y'all know that we all know that the TBS Championship Bracket Tournament will be announced on Friday, and there are 6 possible entrants that will be in this trios action on Dark tomorrow. The 6 possible entrants are Diamante, Nyla Rose, Emi Sakura, Chris Statlander, Thunder Rosa, and Red Velvet.
Yeah. Nice. Oh yeah, that's a trios match they're doing on Dark, right?
Tomorrow night.
Right.
Oh, it's tomorrow night?
Yeah, tonight, Dark Elevation, they did Kylan King, Red Velvet, I know Casey, and
Rio Mizunami.
Thank you. I forget her name, but I love her character. And they took on Nyla Rose, Diamante, and Misakura, and Nyla and company won tonight.
But those are your 6 possible entrants.
Well, I have something intriguing. I hope they put Kayla Rossi in the tournament. By the way, just saying. But
I want to
before
see how
continue-
deep this tournament goes because you got more time between now and January. Because again, the title will be given to the winner in January when Dynamite moves to TBS, which only is going to strengthen
January 5th.
TBS in more
Yep.
households. That being said, I want to see people like Sky Blue. People have been saying Jade Cargill for a champion. Definitely want to see, of course, the bunny. Yay, Allie. I can definitely see Ford and Ruby putting their names in the hat. You shut up, Casey. So I want to see Jamie Hayter involved in this too. Bring more gold to Britt Baker's faction. But that's just my personal opinion. And of course, legit later hers, straight up want to see her. Eric, you have something to say or thoughts?
Yeah,
Okay.
it looked like
Yeah,
you got something to say.
I got two suggestions for this tournament. If
Go
they get to January, I got two suggestions. One, you gotta get a Stardom wrestler just for this.
Definitely agree.
Two,
Yeah, absolutely.
Utami.
how would you feel if we have it at Wrestle Kingdom, the finals?
3 days.
Whoa.
You gotta do something.
No,
about 3 days.
whoa, no,
But-
no.
Whoa.
The thing is, they're just
That's
now
too big of
a
finally
show.
bringing Stardom onto the New Japan platform for us fans to see. Again, those great Stardom tag matches from the freaking the MetLife.
That's the main reason I'm saying no, because if you, that's the main reason I'm saying no, because you got to put Stardom on Wrestle Kingdom.
And they're just now.
That's why I said we should. That's why I said if you put a Stardom wrestler involved.
If you put,
Stardom
I
versus
will meet you
AEW.
halfway.
A stretch.
I'll meet you halfway.
Yeah.
If we have Killer Kelly and who was the Russian guy that Russian girl that
Masha
fought Bianca
Slavovich.
Belair?
Congratulations on getting signed
You
to
have-
Impact Wrestling, by the way. Well
Yeah.
deserved.
Have those, you want those two, because I know Killer Kelly's still a part of Stardom, but them there, yeah, sign me up.
But also, Killer Kelly, as you
But
know,
that's
James,
semifinal on Wrestle
she's
Kingdom. I'm
taking
fine.
care of her health. She's not wrestling at least till
Yeah.
next year. She literally came out and said that. So
That's
not gonna
fair.
happen.
That's fair. Well,
That's
you
true.
know what I mean. A Stardom woman
know.
fighting,
Look,
whoever.
I mean, Killer Kelly, Rachel Ellering, two key athletes I want to see as champions. I agree with you 100%. All right.
Yeah. Real quick, by the way, I got information on Paige Van Zandt. For those who don't know who she is, I figured I'd just read this out because it's interesting trivia.
Go for it.
So I asked All Elite Doug, aka Doug from RVD Tito for Life, and Steven Jensen of Fightful about this. And Doug is the one who retweeted and gave me some information on Paige Van Zandt. Sure. She used to fight in the UFC, had a couple of wins, and then went on a really big losing streak. Ooh, boy. She also made money as a model and is really not that type of model, by the way. She's really tough, but not the most skilled. Currently 0-2 in bare knuckle boxing. And then I saw Chris Warden says UFC really tried to hype her up when they had her headline on Fox against Michelle Waterston, and she got destroyed. Pretty much downhill after that. Yet after her and Sage Northcutt, where Dana tried to promote for Paige specifically, she really needed to transition to wrestling and give up fighting already. And I said, so what you're saying is she's probably going to the Nightmare Factory in a couple of months then. If she's 0-2 in boxing, I think her fighting career is winding down. That said, at least she's having fun with the stuff on AEW. I think the smile gave it away. Thanks for the info, guys. Much appreciated.
There you go. I mean, Anthony Ogogo, another again, former boxer himself. He was
Oh my God.
Nightmare Factory as well.
If there was one success story out of that, I'll even say it, not that great QT Marshall and Cody feud. It's Anthony Ogogo, bro. I can't wait to see him come back. Anthony Ogogo, a breakout star.
Definitely.
Most definitely. Yes.
Why he's
I
recovering
still
from
think to this
surgery.
day that he should have took the win over Cody. I still say to this day.
I agree, but I'm glad he didn't because it would have been way too soon.
Yeah,
Right.
again,
To me,
again,
he
it was
wasn't ready.
He's just getting his feet wet again. Now,
But he showed a
Plus
lot.
he was injured. If he beat
Yeah.
Cody,
Yeah.
he would have momentum that would just die out because he was.
It would have been an Eddie Dennis situation when he beat Trent Severn.
Yeah,
It would have
exactly.
just
Oh,
been
yeah,
that exact same thing.
Mhm.
all right.
Which, speaking of which,
That being said, though, talking more about women in wrestling, what's everybody's thoughts about Anna Jay versus Dr. Baker at DMD? Is this a teaser for things to come? What's the people's expectations?
Well, first off, what the hell's that copyright music playing in the background? Stop it! Stop it!
Listen to
Stop it!
JD.
Stop it!
JD.
Stop it.
Prevent live.
Yeah, you
Stop
know.
Oh, it's JD. Oh, JD might
Yeah.
be fine. JD uses non-copyright free music or
Well, yeah.
non-copyrighted music.
Yeah,
Anyway,
but-
still.
free domain. So what's people's expectations on the rest of Rampage? As we know, we got more of a card for that than Dime at this point. We got Anna Jay versus Breaker DMD and Pop versus Andrade 2.
I'm ready. I'm ready for both. I'm not sure why they're doing Britt Baker and DMD this soon.
Yeah. They didn't even
I thought that would have been
Reebok
pay-per-view.
Sheeta or- They didn't even Reebok Sheeta or Deeb. I figured that it just seemed like out of nowhere. Okay, we're just doing this. I'm like, okay.
Maybe they're saving Sheeta and D for the pay-per-view or Dynamite.
Maybe they're part of the maybe they'll be part of the tournament.
That's true.
Maybe. Yeah.
Maybe.
And we don't know how deep this tournament bracket is going to be, but I would hope it's at least 16. That's just my opinion. So
I hope so too.
Same.
I
Here.
hope so.
There should be 16 participants instead of 5.
AEW can
That's how I
definitely
look at
pull
it.
off 16 women. They did it before, but that's what they do with their roster.
AEW, since I know you listen to your fans, listen. Serious, nice one there, King. Since you listen to your fans, go copy my bracket and just put it for the TBS Women's Division tournament. There you go. Done.
There you
I
go.
can
Amen.
think bigger. I can
Amen
think
to
bigger.
that.
I
There
can
you
think
go.
bigger.
Of
I
course,
can
you
think
can.
bigger.
Of course you can.
We do. If the AEW can do it, a multi-promotional G1 version for women's wrestling lasting to enough for a January showcase match.
Round
I
robin,
know it.
round
I
robin
knew it.
tournament, a round
Round
robin
robin.
tournament versus single elimination. Round robin.
And they all go
And
2
plus,
minutes.
there's so many, and plus it's like 3 months before January.
And all the matches go at least 10 minutes. You got a point there because, again, well, still, I mean, the freaking match on Rampage, like both matches on Rampage last week are long.
No. It's no. In WWE land, it would just go in 2 minutes. It's fine.
2 minutes and
minutes.
48 seconds, according to what King had.
Or a minute, or a minute 30, or a minute 30.
From what I gather, it would be about between 1 minute and 30 seconds to 2 minutes and 48.
And the only matches women-wise in AEW that do that are Jade Cargill matches because I guess they preserve her as the unbeatable character.
Yeah, they're really trying to push her to show we can make a green superstar into a great superstar.
She's still very green. I don't know if I would.
Yeah, I know.
Very green in that
like I said, Jay Gargill, she's
Jade
still
Cargill.
rough around the edges, but at least it's not Naya.
Oh yeah. No,
You're
yeah,
fine,
she's
Nia.
opposite Nia. She's opposite Nia in that she doesn't lay her shit in and she pulls way too much. Like, dude, I remember the triple threat match that they had on Rampage. She's got the worst chair shots I've seen since Hogan. And Thunder Rose is just looking at her like, fucking hit me. Staring at her.
Look at anxiety. The anxiety got to her, James.
James, I got a way to top it. Question. Who would you pick for worst chair shot fire? Hulk Hogan, Jay Cargill, or when Gato turned on Okada?
Gato. Definitely Gato.
It's Gato.
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 Although the one that Hogan hit on Macho is a very close second.
Yeah, but that's not saying much. Let's be honest. But
That's just
I digress.
being-
Now, before we close, there's only one other thing really to talk about, and it's first off, fuck country redacted. But I actually want to talk about this coming
Here
Dynamite.
we go.
How do people feel that we are getting Cody versus Malachi 3?
I'm fine with it.
I mean, like, okay, there's 2 routes I'm going to see this going.
No, pay-per-view, to be honest, now that I think about it.
Yeah, I totally get it. I think it's because they already have the card set up and they can't really. I'm like, they could have done it in the tournament, but Cody's exempt, so they can't do
Because
that.
Cody
That's
said he will
fair.
never challenge for that world title. And two is
I actually got
I think that's why the fans are booing him, to be honest.
I'm honestly
I can't
surprised
see.
he stuck to it for 2 years so far.
I'm
Going.
impressed actually, because wrestling integrity is something. Wrestler integrity is something you don't normally get from a promo. And this
Yet
is
he's
Cody we're
getting
talking
so booed. He's so booed.
And he's
right
just
now.
so-
such a heel.
about. It's eating it. It's like it's eating away at him, like Malachi Black says, like he's rotting from the inside. And now Arn's testing him, like, okay, how far are you willing to go to get the win? So here's my thing. If Cody loses, which I think he will, this Saturday, what does he do? Does he turn on Arn? Does he just descend into madness and go full blown heel? Now, like say, if he goes heel, he retires. Like, how do you do this to make it different than the other two?
Full black. Go back to full black hair. Go back to the goth getup he had when he fought Brody Lee, and switch his theme song from downstate into Nightmare or America by Motionless in White. There you go, done. There's the full transition into the change. Like he just slowly descends. And
I got it. We make him American Psycho Christian Bale.
Yeah, that's exactly the gimmick I'm thinking of.
That could work.
Like he would be so good as a heel. He always has been better than a heel than a babyface, but because he was the standard bearer, no one was booing him for the longest time. Now there's so much star power that he can be booed again.
And Malachi Black's the one that's influencing this. The House of Black. He got booed out of Opera Ash Stadium. Just saying.
Yeah, big time.
Yeah.
That was a hostile environment.
That was a good match, by the way. I liked it. Can't
Very
wait for
good match.
Very I don't know why they don't put it on pay-per-view.
Well, again, TV restrictions. I mean, YouTube once in a while, especially as a set round. And I'm curious what else Dark is going to bring. I'm sure King's just waiting for what Taikonti, and he definitely wants Taikonti in the TBS tournament. Enough said.
Oh yes, of course. I want Thunder Rosa and Taikonti. Enough said.
Same.
Versus each other.
Not versus each other.
That could be your final, dude. That could be a final.
That could be a final.
Yes, it could.
Again, there's ambition and potential with the TBS tournament. I'm just waiting to see the bracket, and I'm sure we'll talk about more then. So before we conclude this all out, no pun intended, ATW view, does anyone else have anything to say before we conclude?
Okay, two things. One, the main event of Raw ended, and Charlotte retained via disqualification. Yeah,
of course she did.
Also, I just realized something horrible, and once I realized this, Becky and Charlotte are champs, and they're probably going to switch. And Survivor Series is coming up.
I knew they were going that route. I knew it. I called it.
So they can probably do that.
I'm just waiting for them to make a white belt with a purple emblem in the middle. That's all I'm waiting for. So,
the Barney belt.
Barney belt.
You love me.
Okay, I broke Jay's brain. I got one.
No, I broke him. I broke
title.
No,
right. Barney belt.
It was the
Barney belt. Cruiserweight title.
No, here's a better jingle that resembles WWE. Ready?
Oh no.
Vince hates you. You hate Vince. Vince hates women wrestling with a great fuck you and a fuck you back too. Won't you say fuck you, Vince too?
Bravo.
What just happened?
Bravo, man.
Autism, baby.
Hashtag
Eric,
mental health matters.
Okay, so you said that the titles might switch, correct?
If Becky retains at you know where.
So what?
Well, apparently somebody somebody said, JD said, is WWE thinking about a possible unification match at Survivor Series for both the women's championships?
I've been talking about it.
There's just a problem. There's just a problem.
What?
How do you think Fox and USA are going to feel if they have only just the one woman's title?
Oh, right. Well, they're already pissed off the network execs. Why does it matter?
Just fucking get AEW. Seriously, they're not getting anything with WWE. They literally keep fucking them over at every turn, no matter what. They could have a brand split. They say they're having a brand split, and then the fucking guy that's supposed to be exclusive to that network is showing up on the other network, and the networks get pissed. They bicker like it's something on them, when in reality it's just Vince being like, ha, 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 prank, bro. Fuck off. Just get rid of them. Just get rid of them and get AEW. You'd be so much happier. You'd have so much less of a headache.
Oh, and guess what Roman Reigns said?
That's why people
Oh,
love
no.
professional wrestling nowadays.
Oh,
What?
This is not Roman Reigns talking. This is actually Joe, I believe.
Oh, this is him. This is him putting his loaded fist in his mouth again. All right. Let's hear it.
Joe said that yes, Fox pushed heavy for me to stay on SmackDown.
Of course they did.
Because if they didn't, SmackDown would have no reason.
Of course
SmackDown
they
would have no reason to be
did.
watched. If
And now
SmackDown would not
think
be
about
watched
this.
if it wasn't
Fox
for
would
Roman.
say keep Roman on SmackDown. Okay, we'll keep Roman on SmackDown.
And SmackDown would not be watched if Roman wasn't on it. It's as simple as that.
The reason he's on SmackDown, right now is because Fox knows that if Roman goes to Raw, SmackDown becomes Raw. That's the only reason.
Yeah.
Remember how we were making jokes about WWE being a literal cartoon hellhole?
Yes.
Yeah.
You mean how it has been since its inception? Yes.
Would this
Oh,
be
no.
a bad time to mention Rhea Ripley lost the women's tag title in her ring gear in Albuquerque?
Oh, great.
And I can make a Bugs Bunny joke right now?
Oh no.
No,
I can make a Bugs Bunny joke. I am
This
happy.
is
No.
the second
No.
time
Leave my Rhea
a
alone,
wrestler-
man.
Don't.
Leave my Rhea alone,
No.
man. She's already got
I
enough
am
mental
evil.
issues.
Don't.
don't, dude.
So
Don't.
Don't.
Jericho lost the AEW World Title belt in 2019. Now here
And
we are in
Walter
2021.
lost his. And then
Walter
got
lost
back
his
later.
UK title, and now here we are, Rhea Ripley losing the women's tag team title.
What's with wrestlers and losing their titles? Like, the
I don't
fuck?
know. It's a
I
really
can still
weird
make the Bugs
situation.
Bunny joke from Albuquerque.
Please don't.
In
No.
reality, you could also have made the same joke with Jericho because you lost.
Yeah,
the-
though at the same time, I could just make the joke
Little
where
bit
Bugs Bunny
bubbly.
thinks he finally made it to Albuquerque, but when he finds the belt, he realizes it's Stanford, and then he leaves.
I think that's what.
A little
Little
bit
bit of bubbly.
Hey, I lost. Maybe Rhea lost it on purpose. Like, I lost the belt. Sorry, my bad.
Well, I mean, Rhea and Nikki, not saying it, as a tag team, just saying.
Nikki Ash Ketchum. Pokemon, I choose you.
Rhea
there is
Ripley.
one more thing to
Rhea
talk about.
Ripley. Rhea Ripley. Use Riptide. Rhea.
Two more things that's beyond WWE. There's two things that are somewhat WWE related, but it's beyond them. It's beyond them. I know it's just,
Let him get it out. Let him get it out, Eric.
okay.
I set it up, and then James came with the slam right there.
Wow, what a combo. What a power
It's like
move.
CM Punk. Yo, it's
What
like
a
CM
power
Punk building
move.
up his whole
Oh
match to be
my
a body slam.
God.
Freaking broke Casey. Eric, go ahead and continue your 2 points. What were you saying?
One. Buddy Matthews is coming in November to New Japan.
That's no,
Yay!
Spoiled that.
That's the-
Yeah, I kind of spoiled that
no
last
longer a
week.
kept secret.
Yes. Also, Braun Strowman met up with the Impact Executive Vice President.
Heard about that as well.
That's interesting to me because there's
I'm actually
potential
fine with
now
that.
when we talk about Bray Wyatt or Ryan Wyndham. Sorry, botch. Literally, you might get the living members of the Wyatt family, all three of them. in
New
Impact
Violent by
Wrestling.
Design members, just saying. Could be
Or
new
you have
Violent by
a
Design
feud
members.
against Violent by Design.
True.
That'd be a wild
Really?
six-man.
That'd be great.
I would not mind seeing them in Impact Wrestling. That'd be awesome. And that's also further influence and enhancement on the entire roster. That builds the tag team division. That builds everybody.
Did anyone see Free the Narrative 2 with Adam Shearer? Because that was great.
Yes, that was good.
That was fucking awesome.
Good.
That was fucking really, really good.
These narrative shows that EC3 like brings forward in books, brilliant. He's really redefined himself and really has helped out a lot of people. I gotta respect that.
Yeah, I like mental health matters, by the way. Just saying.
Yeah, true.
Also, I gotta ask if Bray Wyatt, if Windham Rotunda does show up in Impact, and considering how much iconography and his religion he likes to use for his stories, you realize it's so easy to do Rosemary.
Oh,
Or Su
dude,
Young-
as
or
soon as
Su
I
Young.
found
Join
out
up with
Wilhelm, I was
Decay,
like,
actually.
him and Rosemary, the interaction, I'm just like, give me.
Dude, if he took over as leader of the Decay, that would be a fucking shout, to be honest.
That'd be crazy.
Black Taurus would not be a bad fourth member in
Or-
the family at all. He would be
He's still not, to be
Or
fair,
you
nobody in
can-
Decay
or
right
Crazy
now.
Steve, too.
Nobody in Decay
Or
is a
you can
weak
do a
link,
Win-
honestly. So
Or you can do like Wyndham and Su Young.
that's right. Because here's the thing. Kimberly and Brady Lauren answer to their mother. We don't know there's a father.
There's a father. Mitchell. Ooh.
Not Father Mitchell either. Just saying.
That's true. We have not heard about Father Mitchell in a bit.
Well, that's because the last time he showed up, he's managing someone named Judias in the NWA, and they're feuding against James Storm.
Oh. Well, I like
Okay.
James Storm. By the way, recommendation. Does anybody think that Hangman should have a manager in James Storm? I think
It's one of those fans I wouldn't mind seeing, but the Hangman right now, he's able to manage himself, but maybe the next
That's true.
saga of his tail, like after losing the ATW World
after
Championship,
losing the world title,
Yeah,
tag
boom.
team,
there you go.
cowboy shit.
Okay, do you want to know what someone proposed? You
Hey,
want to
buddy.
know what Alex proposed for Full Gear?
Go ahead.
Hangman Page versus Kenny Omega. Austin 316 is our lead as the referee.
Okay. Not
If they
even
got
like-
if they got Austin,
the
on that
building
show.
would fall apart.
The pay-per-view buy rates will go through the freaking roof, and that's just him special guest refereeing.
dude, I because if they got him for that, he's gonna have one final match with Punk. And I think it's gonna happen. I stand by that statement. Keep an eye out for it. I think it probably won't happen during Full Gear. Probably they're not gonna tease it then. I don't even think Austin showing
It's
up
not
on
in
the show.
Texas. by
Great
the way,
idea.
folks. It's Minnesota.
Yeah, I don't think it's gonna happen there. However, once his contract is up with doing these Broken Skull sessions,
Which are awesome.
which are awesome,
Yeah.
but admittedly, everything has a shelf life. This probably has a shelf life too. I think he goes to AEW and has that one final match with Punk that he never could get. Remember, he always wanted to fight Punk for his final match, and he could never get it into WWE because
Yep.
the circumstances are so tight-knit and controlled. In AEW, not so much, and this could allow Austin to be Austin and Punk to be Punk, and that would be your main event for whatever show that is. That would sell out. I'm calling it now. If they get Austin and they bring him in next year, that's selling out Jacksonville Stadium. 100%. They're putting that in Jacksonville and they're selling out that stadium.
Okay,
Hands down.
Here's the thing. If they do Jacksonville Stadium and if they can do Austin and Punk somehow by grace of miracles, I gotta be honest, they should definitely make this the quote definitive sequel to All In by calling it All or Nothing.
Yeah, because you've been asking about that to happen. I agree. I've been waiting for that tagline.
Just get all your promotions to have all the
Bring everybody
storylines.
in. You want everybody included. This is the Forbidden Door pay-per-view. Okay? Just do it. Do that special. Go Shia
Do
LaBeouf.
it!
Do it. Just
Do it.
do it. Ow, I freaking just had a freaking vein pop in my head. Anyway.
What if we just get a Shia LaBeouf cameo on AEW Dynamite? Nothing would surprise me anymore.
I mean, like they got Ahsoka Tano.
Yeah.
They got Ahsoka Tano on it.
Yeah,
That is true.
and that is the Mr. Deathmatch.
In fact, now that I think about it, if she's contracted to Disney, does that mean Disney's more aware of AEW than they probably are of WWE?
Yeah, probably.
I mean,
Probably.
And
They
this
are
is
in
the
Florida.
same company that was being
they
told by
are in
Stephanie,
Florida.
We will be better than Disney.
Oh, for the love of God. Oh, God. No.
No.
I'm still laughing at that.
I mean,
was
in
like,
reality, AEW versus WWE is going to be an extension of the Disney versus Warner Brothers feud anyway. Let's be fucking honest.
Not nearly as interesting, though. to be
Eventually.
fair. Just saying.
No, probably not. No, probably
no.
not. Unless they do
If I was to make the proper comparison, it's more like DC and Marvel's feud, sort of. The executives are angry at each other, but the people involved who work there, they're like, "Oh man, I would love to work with those guys. Man, I would love to work with those guys."
Yeah, exactly.
They're-
Because in AEW, you absolutely enjoy yourself.
And by the way, just to point in perspective, and I don't think we talked about this, but before we wrap up completely, you do realize we on the American Top Team thing, we saw a contracted UFC fighter, two contracted UFC fighters, because freaking Junior Dos Santos is under a Legends deal with UFC or something similar to it.
Correct.
And a Bellator contracted fighter in Jake Hager.
Correct.
I'm just saying.
MMA's in the forbidden door.
I think the forbidden door's trickling down to the MMA world a bit. Just saying.
I'm also saying that the very first time you saw American Top Team involved in AEW, there was a certain fighter in the audience watching on, Amanda Nunes.
Yeah.
I want to see her
Yes.
involved in this thing.
Yeah, Nunes looks like she could be a fucking star, dude. Like the thing about it is though, she's on a goddamn roll as the champ right now in UFC.
Double champ.
Unless she lost. She's a double champ, so I don't know. It's gonna be a while before that happens.
Well, I'm sure Casey can also, probably prospect that.
There was one more thing I wanted to bring up, but it was like, nah, it's way too hot to talk about. I'll talk about it after. I'll talk about it after.
And there's one woman that was very close to beating Amanda Nunes that y'all may not know of, Valentina Shevchenko.
Valentina, I've heard of her. I remember they were talking about the
She was
rematch with her.
very close to beating Amanda Nunes. And they gave Amanda that fight. And when you look at that,
this is one of those fights that went by decision, I bet.
Yep.
They're gonna do a trilogy. They always do a trilogy when it comes to
exactly. And Valentina Shevchenko, one thing that amazes me about her is she's in there within a second when she throws a jab, and she's like so amazingly fast.
Yeah.
And both her and her sister are fighters. And Antonia Shevchenko, in all honesty, she's not as good as her sister Valentina is.
Well, develop over time, I'm sure.
And over time. And Valentina, she's current UFC flyweight champ right now, if I'm not mistaken.
They have a lot of good stuff going on in the UFC.
Yes,
now,
they do.
If only they could stop doing the stupid ESPN Plus deals and get out that Reebok deal. That'd be great.
Yeah.
Good luck with that.
Yeah, fucking dude. Wasn't there rumors that they were supposed to drop Reebok and go to Venom or something? When the hell did those talks fall through or something?
I think they did because I have UFC, the latest UFC game. Yeah, and they they do updates. Yeah, they're with Venom now. They dropped Reebok, I think, months ago.
Thank
they're
God.
with Venom.
Fuck yeah.
Yep.
Dude, do you remember when they fucking did the fucking Ireland shirt and they forgot Northern Ireland? I remember.
Yep.
Dude, that pissed everyone off.
I remember that.
That pissed me off, and I'm not even Irish.
He's Irish boy. He's Irish. Anyway, I'm not Irish.
I just realized something. If UFC is part of the Forbidden Door, does that mean we might expect Conor McGregor?
Oh my God! If Conor McGregor showed up in AEW, dude.
Well, I didn't even think about that name,
bro. If Conor McGregor, I'll give you two names if you get him from the fighting world. There's two names that could really, really draw big business for AEW. One's Conor. Across the pond, it's an unorthodox one, but KSI. Seriously, KSI. He could draw.
Let's be real.
And by the way, he actually has pro wrestling training too. KSI does, believe it or not. There's a full-on wrestling match with him fighting somebody. I don't remember the fucking guy from the life. And he had good fundamentals.
And here's another one. Here's another one besides McGregor. Khabib Nurmagomedov.
Yeah, no, he wouldn't do it. He wouldn't do it because
again, like James was talking about this whole Forbidden Door thing and the fight world getting involved. Remember, Deonna Purrazzo literally is training right now in MMA with one of the Invicta champions of the welterweight.
Yeah, and Thunder Rosa is in MMA too, isn't she?
Yes, she is.
Yeah,
yes, she is.
That experienced MMA fighter. She's got some experience in her.
I think this fighting is more involved in the Forbidden Door than we realize, and that's all I gotta say about that. I don't see one
because Tony Khan. Because it's like Tony Khan it actually treats pro wrestling like it's a combat sport as well as entertainment. You know, kind of like other combat sports are.
To be
Because
fair,
that's how you
AEW
sell
Dynamite.
Like even UFC started doing the WWS, like when Brock Lesnar came in and trashed the heavyweight division.
Yeah, he said
I
it was
love,
him
I
back
love,
in-
I love
yeah,
when
Derek
they got
Cormier.
The Rock. I love when they got The Rock to introduce the BMF championship when Jorge Masvidal won that thing. I think he fought Ben Askren. That was the fight he fought Ben Askren in, right? And,
Right.
and nobody knew who he was. They didn't even cheer for the fucking theme song. It's like he came into a whole new world and everybody was on their ass. Like,
Who are
Yeah,
you?
Yeah.
man, I was-
really?
Like, who are you?
Fucking
You got me.
like they don't even recognize him as Dwayne because they hear the WWE tune and they hate him. They hate hearing anything WWE even there. Like I don't even know what it
Except
is.
for
but
Kurt
like,
Angle, like Kobe Covington came out to Kurt Angle's theme. I forgot what fight it was, but
Yeah.
Oh God, I just had a moment. I just realized something.
and then
Yeah.
all of a sudden, like everybody chanted "You suck." Like
Yeah.
they know Kurt
They
Angle's
recognize
theme by
that.
heart.
But they also
I love
respect Kurt Angle all around.
Taker
collegiate
too.
athletes.
Taker got a sizable pop once. Taker got a sizable pop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, what'd you
What were you
realize
saying,
there?
Eric?
They.
Okay, I
mean,
know we're
they
trying to
respect
end this,
their
but
angle, too.
I just keep getting more realizations.
We're just this is the wrestling marathon at this point. I'll upload this an hour apart if I have to. I don't care.
Yeah, go.
What if Conor McGregor does show up in AEW? He's a heel. He does the strut.
Oh my God! The
Oh
Vince
my
McMahon
God.
strut.
Oh,
The Vince
no.
McMahon walk on AEW
Oh,
television.
yeah.
Imagine the
Yeah,
heat.
yeah, the
Oh,
money
hell.
strut,
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
hell no!
Oh yes.
The
He's
Lord.
just
strut
asking for
itself.
Matt Cardona levels of hate.
Holy fuck.
You'll know
yeah.
me.
Give me that.
You'll know
Give me
me.
that.
I be predicting things.
Again, are we
Give me
dictating
that.
the future? Are we booking a reality that some may say is impossible, but 2001 has taught us anything? Is that
Wasn't
you can
Punk
literally
returning
see
impossible?
the unthinkable?
Wasn't Punk returning impossible? Wasn't
Yeah,
Sting
nothing's
back
impossible. Anything. Nothing's impossible.
Professional
anymore.
wrestling is absolutely unlimited in the possibilities of who could show up, what can happen, where, when, how, and why or why not. But you will just love it and go, holy shit.
Wrestling is just like one big anime plot, but instead of like one anime show,
It's
all
a
the anime
comic book
shows come
shared
together.
universe.
Yes.
As Aaron just summed it up. Simple as
All,
that.
all the characters come together to fight Orgato.
Oh, I thought you were going to do a Captain Planet thing for a moment.
No.
So when do you think someone's gonna have the moment where? In fact, I'm trying to wonder. Has anyone posted the end game scene with the portals and all of them converging, all the wrestling promotions converging together? Well, Vince McMahon is the mighty Thanos who tries to gobble up everything in his control.
I'm sure there's a meme out there somewhere like
Forbidden!
that. When's the prize?
Forbidden! Assemble. It's just Tony. It's just Kenny Omega with the fucking, instead of the shield, it's the fucking gun point. Assemble.
It'd be Tony Khan, because Tony Khan, he can be very boisterous. I've heard him firsthand. And again, Tony Khan,
No,
let's fucking
if
go.
Tony Khan were to say it, he'd be like, Avengers! Assemble!
Okay, now you sound like that. Now you sound like Lufer almost.
That's what he sounds like, though. That's literally what Tony Khan sounds like when he gets excited. His voice cracks.
Yeah, I seen it when he presented the AEW replica to that guy.
Yeah,
Dude,
So
I'd be-
excited.
and when he came out and told us about what was going to happen in Cincinnati, yeah, I definitely heard it. Again, he is literally the personification of a professional wrestling fan. You couldn't ask for
No.
someone.
You want to know what he is?
What is he?
And this will probably end the video on the depressing note. He is the geek who has all the money in the world and can do whatever he wants while all of us sit at home and depressed. I'm going to cry in a corner knowing I will never be a billionaire.
What the fuck is wrong with you, you
The
asshole?
fuck, man. You fucking dumb bitch.
Why did you have to end it? No, fuck you. I'm gonna end this on a positive note. If
Fuck
AEW were to
you.
actually get like
Exactly.
some fuck you income,
I
I'd be
agree.
totally,
James.
I'd be totally okay if AEW decided to get fuck you income and pay Brock Lesnar just for one night, just to see a scream off.
I thought you
between
said you
Brock
didn't want to
Lesnar.
see Lesnar anymore.
I do, but only for one reason. Just to see Brock Lesnar have a scream off with Tony Khan.
Oh Lord.
No. I got it. Vicky Guerrero versus Brock Lesnar scream off.
Oh God, no!
We know who the fuck's gonna win that.
I got it.
Don't you dare, Casey. I know what you're thinking.
I got it.
Don't you dare.
I got it.
Don't you dare.
Got it, Casey. Do it.
Luther versus Brock Lesnar scream off.
Oh, well, Luther wins, and so does Vicky. I want to see Vicky and Luther. Ooh, wait, Melina. She's an underrated one, you know.
Oh, that's
all we
sweet.
gotta
say
is all this is possible.
Oh no.
Oh, I will just say, let's just say this. Tony Khan, the billionaire fan geek every geek wishes to be. I'll be in the corner now.
Stop
Tony
it.
Khan, the savior. The savior and the revival of professional wrestling. Thank you.
Oh, don't worry. What if he pulls a Gabe Newell in this the false prophet like Triple H became? Nah.
Damn.
Well,
You know what? You
it
know
was a
why
good
it
run.
won't happen.
7 years. It was a good run.
Here's why it won't happen. Unlike Eric Bischoff, he wasn't controlled by Turner Network, and unlike Triple H, he's not controlled by Vince.
Actually, here's the thing. Did you hear WWE's opinion on Tony Khan?
What they said.
I don't.
They
know.
think
What?
they think he's exactly like Ted Turner. He'll spend himself into oblivion. And I
Yeah,
was
okay.
like, I was thinking,
Oh,
to
okay.
myself, I was thinking to myself, okay, they'll think he'll just spend himself to oblivion like he did WCW. And I was like, okay, Vince, WWE, I just want to point this delicately.
And that's why AEW made record profits 3 years in a row in their existence, right?
But let me just point this out, as Noah would say, as simply as possible. It's not the fucking 90s anymore.
Nope.
It's not.
Exactly right.
And Ted Turner is an existing proof that Tony Khan has to say, okay, not do the same mistakes as this guy. Now we have a president. Now I can do better.
Yeah,
And he
pretty
has
much.
Eric Bischoff, who he constantly, I might add, stays in contact with, helping him, no doubt, guide this through. And so far, I say he's doing a pretty damn good job. And he even say he's not perfect. We realize that too. But he's doing a pretty damn good job with AE fucking W. And by the way, congratulations to his recent hires, Lee Moriarty.
By the way,
Amanda Kleber.
King is blowing his nose because he's allergic to WWE's bullshit.
Well,
Exactly.
that's true. But I got immunization. It's called Don't Watch It.
There you go. Amen to that. That's
Like I
awesome,
said,
Rob.
the
How about
only
this,
thing I care about related to that company is NXT UK, and I'm looking forward to Jenny versus Michael Seth tomorrow.
No, here's a better one.
A-Kid versus freaking Ela. What a freaking match!
Yeah, that's true.
Here's a better
Sure.
phrase for WWE. DTTE. Don't trust the E.
Yes.
Oh, that's a damn great one.
It's as simple as that.
We are sports entertainment. We're not
Guys,
pro wrestling.
we just did a fucking record. 3 hours and 45 minutes.
I'm sure we already defeated Raw in terms of actual entertainment.
Yes.
Yeah, and I think we also surpassed.
Yep.
I think we also surpassed the WrestleMania video.
Leave me for I recommend, even though this is your channel, let me go last because I have a bold prediction to end this video off of. So
Okay, well then I think with that, I think James was even calling for the millionaire horn, so I'll go ahead and call
Because he
it
is
too.
the latest guest to arrive.
Oh, who's that?
No, he's the latest guest. That means he should have the last say.
Oh, I thought, yeah, I was like,
Oh, fair. I didn't know
Yeah,
that's
that
how
really
we
makes
did it.
sense. I didn't think about that too. But then again, when you go for 3 hours and 45 minutes talking all things wrestling, possible, and not even cover everything still, it's one of those things like, how do we dismiss this? Oh, I know. Okay, Eric know how to do it, so that's cool. Anyway, I think that about would do it for us too here on for us crew here on the ATW View. Let's go around and promote where people can connect, rant, react, and probably debate with certain people about anything in wrestling too. And King, who's got the All Elite graphic as we wait for AW Dark tomorrow night, I will start with you. Your last thoughts and where can people connect with you?
I love this pro wrestling shared universe. That's all. Follow me on Twitter, AMTXX with 3 eyes, with the Roman numeral 23, with the number 23. Same way with Instagram. Follow me on Snapchat if you want to talk more wrestling with me on Snapchat. Follow me at YoungLAO20.
All right. Preacher man, I said preacher man, I can tell you're tired, but you always got that personality and smile. And I know we didn't cover everything clearly because I wanted to hear your perspective on Dakota Kai, but we'll save that for another time. So with that being said,
Okay.
your last thoughts and where can people connect with you?
And also, I have a question before you start plugging. Did you fall asleep last night on the chat?
Yeah,
No,
Casey,
I
did
didn't.
you?
No, I had some other things like I had to do.
Oh, okay, fair.
There
I
you
thought
go.
you fell
Yeah.
asleep.
I-
We all
I-
thought
We,
you
we,
fell
we
asleep.
laughed our
and
ass
we were
off being like,
laughing.
okay, he's asleep.
Because we
I
all
get
thought
it,
you
dude.
was
he
asleep,
mentioned,
bro.
in the chat he had to do some stuff around the house, I think.
Oh, damn.
Yeah.
I missed that. That would have been
Yeah.
funny. You should have
I
just
don't
said
have my
yes.
phone.
It would have been funny.
I'm not Michael Cole who doesn't acknowledge what's going on in front of him. Okay, I don't have my phone in front of me looking at a random thing or texting somebody.
And you know what's all about the and I quote
And
Michael Cole, baby.
Oy vey. The anonymous
Hey.
general manager
Oh
saga.
man.
Don't go there.
Oh man.
Don't go there.
Go ahead, Casey. Sorry.
And Noah's exit theme
Don't you start.
for the
Don't you start.
ATW.
I swear, I'll
You
cut
realize
this
he
off.
can mute you, right?
I'll cut this off. I will cut this off.
Never
You realize
mind.
you could just
Never
mute
mind.
it,
I'll be
right?
cool. I'll be cool.
All
I'll be
right.
cool.
Yeah.
But
Plug in
anyway,
your socials.
let me. All right. And quote AEW Impact Wrestling in the
God.
shared universe. God, I love this fucking shit.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah, yep.
Oh yeah,
And,
Boxley.
and all I say is follow me on at Casey Flynn 6542. That's my Twitter account. My Instagram is Flynn lowercase f 7187. That's my official Instagram account. And if you want to see me speak facts and share my honesty, I mean, that's where I could put them at. But I'm
Yeah.
not a type of guy, but I'm a type of guy that's pretty private. I mean, I like keep my opinions private, but I'm not
Keep it in the
afraid to
family.
say what I think
Keep it in the
on
family.
here. I keep
Yep.
it within the fam. That's how I keep it.
Never turn your back on the family. That being said, Eric, always a pleasure, man.
Caesar Duran, no.
people thought
Anyway.
people think when I dress in all
An-
black, I look like somebody that's out
Anyway,
to make a hit on somebody in the mafia.
I changed my mind. Anyway, Noah's exit theme is gonna be on a set of 10, 9,
No!
No,
8,
no,
7, 6, 5,
no,
4,
no,
3, 2,
no.
1.
no, no.
We still have other people to plug, and I don't want this to end.
I will walk out this room. I'm telling you. Don't you do it.
You guys know you can mute him. You're the host.
I'm not a tyrant, though. Remember?
You did
It's
it
not Vince.
before.
What?
You did it before.
It depends
No,
on
I
the
terminated you all because you freaking took my freaking passion for. No, I'm not starting this. I am not starting this right now. You're trying to start something.
Let's me and James make our
Go
plugs.
make your
God damn.
plugs. Share universe, man. Eric.
Follow
Yeah,
me.
yeah.
Of course.
There he is.
down the rabbit hole. Da, 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 da.
Da, 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 da.
Da, 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 da.
When did this just
I'm
turn into the
just
Price is Right? Who was
boy.
doing
Alley
the da, 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 da? Who
boy.
did the troll thing? Who's the troll thing?
Alley. I'm just an alley boy. Alley
Alley
boy.
boy.
Oh, Jesus.
Okay,
Alley.
Casey.
Go ahead.
I know what would probably be a nightmare for you and Noah.
Jesus.
Let me shut up now. Let me quietly shut up.
What if what if Allie fought Dakota Kai? How do you think that's going to go between you two?
I think DK is gonna kick that face.
No, I mean, like,
off
what's going to
that-
happen with you and Noah?
Oh, I'm gonna go
Yeah.
war. There's no question.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'll definitely go to war with you over that match because I will be
Okay.
in DK's corner, you
Nice.
and Allie's corner, and DK is gonna kick Allie's face off her shoulders and send her back to wherever she came from.
But you
And
have a
Okay,
nice-
Allie
but you have a
wait,
will
pretty
get
face.
beaten by
Wait.
Face alone.
Dakota.
Wait. Casey,
Huh?
Casey, I gotta get some criticism for that last part of your sentence. You had the perfect chance to say Wonderland.
Oh,
And-
Allie and
All right,
Allie and
all right.
Too late. It's too
All right.
late, Casey. I'm doing my
All
plug-in.
right,
All
all right, all right. First
All
off,
right, all right.
first off, hey,
Here we
quiet
go.
down.
Here we go.
Hold on,
Here we
hold
go.
on. First off, let me talk to you. All right, if that happens, I already know who's winning that. There's no debate.
All right.
Secondly,
No,
this is
no,
going
no,
way off
no,
topic. All right.
No, Dakota
Can we
would kick
plug our shit?
Allie's ass, and Noah and Allie sitting in a tree. They will be
Damn it.
Oh no, you're gonna channel Noah Tyrant.
No, I'm sorry, man.
Grandpa,
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to
Grandpa
start
Noah.
this.
Grandpa Noah. Look at
Throw the
look at him,
glasses.
Go full
I gotta get
grandpa
the glass.
going full grandpa
to
mode.
anybody that is watching this latest episode, we are so sorry because
Yeah.
We're trying to get
Yeah,
to the
we're
plugs.
We
we're trying to get
apologize.
everybody's
We
socials
apologize.
in.
We
So
apologize. I apologize.
Hey, you know what?
I'm truly
It's
sorry.
better to do this at the end than in the
I'm
beginning.
truly sorry. I'm truly sorry. Yes, we-
No, it's out of love. It's okay. It's
I'm just
okay. It's
humoring
okay.
this.
Oh.
I'm just humoring this.
No.
I'm just going along with it. Eric, please plug your stuff.
oh,
Okay,
Oh,
my
chill,
social
chill, man.
is
I'm
Neo
sorry. I
Reality.
truly apologize.
Yeah.
It's all good.
My social is Neo Reality ENT. Check it out on Twitter, and there will also be a link to your link tree, which will feature all my other social media posts and my YouTube channel content.
Help me
And
set up a link tree, please. I need help with that. Thank you.
okay, it's actually pretty easy.
Help me.
Okay.
'Cause I can't figure it out. Anyway, continue.
So follow me on my YouTube channels, my podcast on anchor.fm, and also I'll be talking about more comic stuff. And I got some more projects in the meantime coming soon in the future. I just gotta wait an extra month for that video to be made. But you'll see what I'm talking about soon. I just need to see everything produced. I just started today on it. But yeah, that's about it for me. James, since you are the latest guest to join us, you have the floor. Also, I forbid Wonderland Alley jokes.
Yes, I don't worry. I'm not. I've already said my down the rabbit hole joke many times tonight. We don't need to.
Yeah,
go down that road again.
you and Casey are the tag team that raises my ire, but I appreciate both you brothers. And that's why,
That's fair.
again, we're family. But that went way on too long.
Noah,
James,
Noah,
Hey,
Noah,
you're
Noah, Noah,
Just
Noah,
lucky
you-
I didn't hit the ATW GM with a stunner. And that's talking about you, Noah. Lucky
Okay,
I didn't hit a
guys.
stunner on you.
Are you
I
trying
just-
to? Are you trying to cause something here?
No,
I just
go ahead.
realized something.
Go ahead.
You-
man.
Wait,
Calling
hold on,
yourselves
time out.
family?
Eric, what
We
are you
keep-
trying to
Eric, hold
say? What are you trying to
Guys,
say?
we keep calling ourselves family. I just realized I'm surprised no one has done a Vin Diesel joke yet.
oh god.
Oh, man.
Like, we
Been
say
a
family all
long-
the
No, I
time.
got it. It's
Okay,
been
Jason.
a long day without you, my friend. I'll tell you all about it when I see you again. I'm Vin Diesel, and in my cover of "See You Again." I think that's the song title, right?
Because it means family.
Family Matters.
Fuck!
Well, we can at least say we reached the 4-hour mark.
Oh, we
yeah.
did. Yes, we did.
Speaking of the 4-hour mark,
Unbelievable. James,
Speaking
close
of-
this thing out.
And
speaking
can-
of
Well, go ahead.
King, just want to tell you, I got your birthday present for Zoom on Wednesday.
Oh yeah, that's
For
right.
sure.
I'm getting a birthday
God.
present.
Yeah, he is. King
Oh,
is.
Noah's getting a birthday present.
Me,
Not
My
I'm
birthday's
yeah.
the
not
one to
till
get a birthday.
February, and I
King
turn
is
30
my-
next year.
My birthday is this
King-
Wednesday.
Yeah.
But hey, King,
Birthday present for the King.
we're gonna watch the best of the past, part 2 of AEW Dark and Elevation. So it's gonna be a fun time.
Yeah.
It will be fun.
Go ahead, James.
Okay,
Go ahead.
James, do your plugins.
Okay,
and we can
James,
go.
take the
I'm
floor.
talking about something.
Take the floor, bud.
Afterwards.
First off, you can also check out Noah. I'm sure Noah will do his plugs too. He's a part of the FTW umbrella.
Not about
If
me,
you guys
about
want-
wrestling, but continue your thing.
Continuing with my plugs as well. You guys can find me on YouTube, youtube.com/user/JHebertside95. That's JHEBERTSIDE95. By the way, my channel is back. That's why I'm plugging it again. For those who don't know the story, I got hacked by some cryptocurrency scheme artist. Fuck that guy, got him exposed. Apparently, he's now arrested. So good for him. Anyway,
And yet Logan Paul's not arrested for his crypto scam.
Don't
right.
bring that asshole up.
yeah, right. Anyway, that said, you guys could check me out on YouTube there. All the FTW production stuff is there. You could also check me out on Wrestling Fortune 44, which is Owen's channel, youtube.com/user/Wrestling Fortune 44. Noah and I host the Wrestling Rundown, at least in the time being in Owen's absence. So check that out over there. Hopefully we'll do one at some point this week with the new streaming setup, even though we have to premiere it anyway, because Owen can't live stream on his channel for some reason, but I digress. Fucking YouTube. What can you do? Anyway, check that out there. You could also check out Casey's channel where we do Wrestling with Idiocy, watch-alongs, and button mashers. I also do button mashers on my channel somewhat. So check all that out. youtube.com/user/metalnut1120. And finally, speaking of lawn-ass shows, you can check out Weymouth Youth Wrestling. That's youtube.com/user/Weymouth, WEYMOUTH, Youth Wrestling, all one word. That is my CAW Wrestling League I've been running for coming up on, I believe, 8 years and counting. Fucking hell, it's been a long time, and it feels like it's gone by way too quick. 8-hour Immortal stream. We basically did it as a challenge to try to see what show was better in quality, Immortal or WrestleMania that year. Well, I think you'll find your answer if you watch the show. Guarantee you'll like that show. If you've never seen CAW wrestling before, I highly recommend watching that show. However, advise to watch it in chunks. That said, here's my prediction. Speaking of the WWE,
Oh Lord.
I guarantee you Triple H
God.
and Stephanie McMahon jump ship to the other side on AEW or somewhere else. You watch.
I sooner see Triple H
Could be
fired
way off.
for that company.
I could be wrong. I could be way off, or I could be right on the money. Either way, it's going to be funny to watch this back in like 3 years' time and laugh about it either way. I hope I'm wrong.
October 18th, 2024. Remember this moment. All right.
It's actually 11:59 here, so it'll be October 19th here.
Yes, we'll be going till midnight.
Well,
Anyway.
Jesus freaking criminy
Midnight.
Christ.
It's midnight here.
Well, damn it. All right. Well, y'all are bloody insane. I don't think nothing else needs to be said. And Casey, you have your person claim to fame. I have mine. It's as simple as that. And I think I would just end with this because you annoyed me. I think I should annoy somebody else. Hey, King. 2.0 rules. That being said, folks, again, thanks for tuning in to the ATW View. Nothing else needs to be said. For these fine gentlemen here, we are ATW. We hope you enjoyed them in chunks. And I bid you all a fine adieu. Thank you for tuning in. Enjoy the rest of your nights. And as always, go find yourself something good to watch. Not WWE, pro wrestling, or a good fight.
It's been a long day without you, my
It's
friend.
been a long day.
Enough.
It's been a long day.
Because it means
I've lost some
family.
Yeah.
Just end it here, Noah. It's fine. This is where you end it.
Go ahead,
Yeah.
go ahead. Say it
A
loud.
long
They
day.
finally
All
lost
right,
it.
all right. Another one. Another one. Another one.
Uh-oh.
Here's another one.
this light
Canada.
Damn it!
Finally broke it.
Native land.
Okay, end the recording,
End the
man.
recording. It's fine.
Through page loving on our son's command. With glowing hearts, we see the rise that
You still have a chance,
nor
Noah. End the
strong
recording, and I can say
Just
something.
end the
Oh,
recording.
far and wide. Oh, Canada, we stand on guard for thee. Oh, Canada.
I got the vision. Fuck it.
Oh,
it.
Canada, we stand on
Fuck it.
guard for thee. That is so beautiful. I can make you cry. That will make women fall out of their chairs. That will make that will have the
Play it,
whole
play it, play it,
building
play it.
crying.
What is it?
Oh God! What the fuck is wrong
Oh
with you?
no, I know
What
what
was
this
this?
is.
Game
Oh,
over.
Right,
Goodbye.
just right on.
That's it for sure.
Yeah. That was tremendous.